Rondo, I finna slam dunk. Get big on you fake pumps. That pump ain't no fake pump. Bitch fell for the pump fake. Got him talking like first take. Get it right on the first take. Hit the hole in the first.
Damn, bro, that was like, I think you was on like one of the single number episodes because I'm at like 200 and something now.
Yeah. I was
So
like
you
number
was
2, I think. Number 2 or 3.
Yeah, I think you was like 3 or 4, bro. Because I think the first person was Red Lee. Then I had V Class.
Yep.
And I think you was right after V Class.
Yep.
So you was number 3 then. Damn, that's crazy, dog.
Yeah.
That is some early shit.
I was on that bit looking rough too.
Nah, you weren't looking rough, but I remember I was jiving on you because you had the paint on your shit.
My shit was back there. I had the Beijing so heavy. It's a little heavy now. I want to let y'all know I painted before I left the house. So if you zoom in, you probably could see a little.
Hell nah. Oh, it's just a little bit.
Yeah, I did.
It ain't
I
crazy.
cut my own hair, by the way.
See, back then you went crazy though.
Boy, when I
your
say
shit straight now though.
I had a number 60.
Bro, do not let these women got them make you think it's something wrong with the Beijing.
Oh,
bro.
no.
Because they be tripping, bro. They be having all that makeup on and nigga can't spray a little Beijing on his shit.
Man, they have makeup on, pussy waxed, and it still be trash. I'm sorry. We lied.
Nigga said pussy wax.
It still be trash. What's the point
yeah.
of waxing it if it's trash? But nonetheless, I'm bad.
But yeah, that's some early history, dog. Damn, I forgot about that shit, bro.
Yes,
I appreciate that shit too, bro. Because early on when you start something, people don't really believe in it, so don't nobody really want to be a part of it. Because I remember like my homeboys, they told me straight up, they was like, man, I'm gonna let you figure this out first, then we'll jump on.
Nah, my boy was hungry from the beginning. Was buying gear before he even knew what the gear was.
Yeah, because bro, when you came in here, this room, these walls wasn't painted like this. This shit wasn't here. I had a fucking iPhone.
Yep.
All that shit.
And I was
shit
more
totally
nervous then than now. Like back then, I felt like, oh shit, I'm on that bit with Vlad. I feel like I'm with Vlad now, but I'm more comfortable.
Nah, I'm good, bro. I done came a long way, but see, I ain't never had one of them blemishes where like I did an interview with somebody and that shit went bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the only time I did, it was my homeboy, so it didn't matter.
It didn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
like that time Damo and Blue got into it. And Blue was like, nigga, that's why you stay with your white bitch.
Damn. Shout out to my boy Blue. Listen, in high school, this boy used to be whooping ass in the bathroom. I ain't forget my nigga. Shout out to my boy Blue.
If he was here, he'll tell you that's not true. Because his whole thing is he's Batman.
Oh my God.
So he
He's
doesn't do nothing illegal.
This nigga, matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you like this. He'll tell you. I used to be like, bro, I'm betting on this game. Every touchdown you score, I give you money per touchdown. Him and a guy named D. Howard.
Bro, let's talk about that real quick before we get started. Was Blue really that good in football?
He was.
For real?
Vicious.
It came out of nowhere too, didn't it?
No, he was always big and stocky. Always the type of person to speak his mind. Win or lose, that boy ain't never give a fuck. So people like that gonna win that football. Win or lose, he run it down the middle.
He said he was supposed to go to the NFL, but them people took his generational wealth away.
Blue, I don't know about that, boy. You could have went to the NFL, but I don't know if they took something from you. I don't know what was taken. What I missed.
His chance to go to the NFL, I guess.
What you didn't do something, nigga. Ain't nobody take that from you.
He said nothing happened. I told you he said he doesn't do anything illegal, so nothing happened. Just, he said he got to Georgia Southern and they stripped his generational wealth away.
Wonder. Nigga, you went to Georgia Southern. I could have told you that. You went to the wrong college.
He walked on to Georgia Southern. I forgot where he went. He went somewhere before that. I want to say a JUCO.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, bro. You chose the wrong college. That's what happened for you.
But yeah, as y'all see, man, another episode of Sit Down with Slim. We got Akeem back in the building. I got to see what number episode that was that you was on originally. I know I can find it real quick.
While he's searching for that, shameless plug. Shout out to Zeal. Make sure you go to zeal.com.
But yeah, like I was saying, I was watching a documentary called BS High, and it's basically a documentary about a guy who started his own prep school and used funding from a church or whatever, right? But the only reason why I'm talking about it is you kind of look and sound like the guy in the documentary. You got to check it out. His name is Coach Roy.
Coach Roy. It's called BSI.
Bro. It's called BSI. You got to check that shit out.
I definitely will. So what was his thing? Like, was he a crazy nigga? What was it?
Yeah, he was like this crazy ass scammer, bro.
Damn, he said I'm a scammer.
I'm not saying you like that. I'm not saying you like that. Y'all just kind of like because he's well spoken, like you are. Yeah. But you don't like act like this nigga. Like this nigga always like trying to defend the shit he do because he don't really be doing shit illegal. It just be wrong.
Got you. Oh no, when I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. But,
Nah, see, bro, I did a whole podcast about that. I was talking about integrity, right?
Right.
Because I don't know, all week I just been dealing with people with no fucking morals, bro.
Bro.
And I was like, people don't know, just because you don't do something that's like illegal, that don't mean it's not wrong.
Right. Agreed.
Yeah.
Like I that's the problem that I had with the music industry, where people proclaim to be this God, or even church. I'll level the playing field. Church in the street, where people proclaim to love God, but their actions show otherwise. It's like, you know that when you don't love people, that's like being a criminal in the type way. Like,
bro, see, I never understood that. Last time I went to a church event, it was supposed to be for like younger adults talking about business, and all the older people in there, not us, because I think I was like 28 at the time. You know, everything was cool, but for some reason, it turned into this conversation about our generation being gay.
Damn.
Yeah, it turned into that, bro. And like they was just going in, and the whole time I'm uncomfortable because I'm looking around, and a lot of their kids in there was gay. And I was like, you don't see your kid as gay?
You turned the church as the reason why these niggas gay.
Yeah. And I just never understood it. Like, bro, I never understood why in the church, like, being gay was this like big,
All right,
huge
so look,
deal.
I'll talk about this. Let me tell you what the problem is with most church. As somebody who's only missed 12 Sundays of church in his entire life, as somebody who's friends with theologians, professors, preachers, as somebody who studied every type of religion you can imagine, the problem that happens is people want the organization to be bigger than God's word. That's the problem. God don't care about our sins for real. And the church be harping on that because they don't have no more information to give the people for real. That's the truth. We're supposed to be practicing metaphysics. We're supposed to be doing the works that Jesus did. Jesus was a master metaphysician, but for some reason we're caught up on sins. Like, all the elites in the Bible committed the most sins. All the elites in the Bible killed the most people, but God still gave them favor. So what makes church people feel like sin should be the focus?
Bro, so where do you think the hypocrisy came from? Like, when do you think that started happening? You think so?
The white man.
As early as that? Like slave time?
It's slave time.
Yeah.
When the white man confused people about what religion was supposed to be, we came up with these laws that we're still abiding by today. That's all it is. Laws, especially King James was the one, and I may be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but King James was the one that incorporated a lot of these commandments that don't even make sense. Homosexuality is not technically a sin, but, you know, I'm not going to go down that road. I'll say this: read the Tyndale, which is the Bible translated into Hebrew, in 1800s, but in the 1800s by William Tyndale. It was stuff that was added for control. So none of that shit is really a sin, to be honest.
So you think that's why, like, the older generation is a little behind? Because, our generation is shying away from church, bro. Yeah. Like, that's why I couldn't believe hearing you say you only missed 12 Sundays. Yeah. Because, nowadays, folks went to church every single Sunday, and when they became an adult, they never even went back before.
Because they weak. People like to blame people for, how can I put it? The mission of God can't go unblemished, meaning that sinful people have to carry out the mission of God. So people like to blame the church instead of realizing that all people are flawed. Regardless if people in the regardless if people in the church are flawed, we're supposed to go to church because the church is a temple and a place we're supposed to come to boost our frequencies. People got a problem with church because they choose the wrong leadership. Your church may be talking about prosperity and condemning you of sins, but at my church we talk about money. At my church we talk about Black Jesus and the original text and the scrolls and apocryphers. I could be saying that wrong, but text of the Bible to let us know Jesus wasn't no white man. Like, at our church, we're not preaching this docile mentality. Most people choose churches that preaches that, and that's why they have a problem.
Oh yeah, you play drums for the church too, right?
Yeah.
How'd you miss those 12 Sundays?
As a kid.
Okay.
And on tour.
So,
like with me
as an adult, you ain't never missed a Sunday.
No, unless I'm on tour. So, I'll say 6 of those came from tour and 6 as a kid. Yeah, if I had to say.
What, how does tour work with the church?
We have other drummers that fill in when I'm gone. Yeah. As far as like what?
Like where do y'all tour at, and like what do y'all do? Is it like a rock
like
band?
Now, shout out to Trey McLaughlin. Trey McLaughlin and the Sounds of Zamar. It's a theater group. We do every type of music you can imagine. So we're going to Mexico October the 28th. Then we'll be in Asheville North Carolina in November. We'll be all up and down the East Coast. Then we go to Canada in February. So basically, I get an email that gives me dates that will be gone. And I check in with like my business partner and figure out what I need to do to make sure business can be good. Check in with my baby mama, check in with the other businesses.
Yeah.
And then I sign off to say, yeah, I can make these dates or I can't make these dates.
Bro, while I was looking for that episode, did you list off every business you got going on? Because I know you posted the other day about some real estate.
Yeah.
What you got going on with the real estate?
All right, so with real estate, I'm working with Green Space Construction Company. Right now, he's currently working on a 300-unit, 90-acre project. And basically, what I do is help people to flip money. That's my job. Let me say this right now. I am not a broker. I'm no real estate agent.
Oh, you DJ Envy. You DJ Envy.
No, I'm not even DJ Envy because you know why? Look, I don't collect money. What I do is, what Framework is, we're the massive Rolodex. I'm the guy that, the 1 degree separation, that's what Framework
Oh,
is.
you just connect all the dots together.
Because I'm the guy that celebrities trust and rich people trust. I don't know why people trust me, but people trust us. And so with me being connected, I just try to help other people get connected, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's what Framework is. It's bigger than just making social media content.
It's way big. See, the content is to throw people off from what I really do. Innovator is the actual content creation space, and I'm getting people familiar with the style of creation. But in actuality, Framework, bro, I'm invested in private military companies, nanocarbon technology, waste management communities, solar panel communities, waste management companies. So it's like with Framework, I'm trying to be a hidden, powerful figure in investment. I'm just branding.
Waste management companies. How'd you get involved with that? You know, that's what the mafia do.
Well, with the military companies.
Yeah.
We're just going to leave it at that. So it's just like certain things that are connected to make the unit be what it need to be. It's certain contracts that black minorities can get that white people can't get, which is why I come in and fill in the gap. And my name is not on a lot of these things because my goal is to get other black entrepreneurs into position and make them that person. If I'm the guy with my name on everything, who am I making rich? But if I make you rich, make him rich. When I'm broke, I can ask y'all for money. I can't ask me for no more money, if that makes sense. But if I can trust you to carry out the job and you're passionate about it, you're going to make it millions. I probably could make 100, 200,000, but you could make millions. So my goal is to find the smartest people that can get the job done and get rich off them.
So with all those things going on, where does the music fall at?
Music is my hobby, my life. Like, I've never worked a 9 to 5 a day in my life. Music has been like, you know how most people be trapping? I trap with music, so I ain't gonna never get off my 1-2. So it's just what I do. Like, that don't never happen.
How you feel about the music right now, though? Because I know you've been doing music so long in the city, and I'm pretty sure it changed.
Ass.
You said his ass. See, bro, I just did an interview with Slime KD, and I was telling him, I feel like it's not really no music scene out here right now, especially like Rakim got locked up and everybody was saying he was supposed to be the next one out.
No, I ain't gonna say that. It is a music scene, but the reason why I'm saying it's ass because I want people to make better music. The music scene is filled with a bunch of clones, a bunch of people trying to please each other. Like, artists are trying to go against each other instead of making music for the people. So that's why I say it's ass. It's actually a community here. It's a bunch of people who's actually committed, living their life. Me and him, we speak to so many people who feel like, bro, I'm the one. And we keep telling them, like, well, do something different. You know, you're the 1,000, my nigga. You're not the one. Like, you're just like everybody else. And that's why I feel like it's ass. It's here, but people got to stop making homeboy music.
So what's the advice you would give an artist then that makes music? How would you, what advice would you tell them to do to stand out?
I don't have no advice because everybody got a different goal. My goal is money. I don't care if you know my name. I don't care about popularity. My shit is in movies. My shit is on commercials. So most people got different agendas. For some people, they want to be praised. I don't know that formula. I don't know what to tell you to boost popularity. You might have to buy that. But if you want to make money off of this, be gifted. Find rooms to add value in. Like, type in Taylor Scott Walk Away on YouTube and you will see my banjo credits as a country musician. You don't see me walking around saying that I play the fucking banjo, but I do what I got to do to make money. I don't think artists in Augusta do that. They don't do what they have to do to make money because they want to be praised so much.
Yeah. They want to look like that guy for some odd reason.
They want to, and I got to say this, as somebody that's been in the industry my entire life, let me tell you how to point out a fraud. If somebody show you car payments, clothes and chains and money, more so than business infrastructure, they're lying. And a lot of artists are mimicking the lifestyles of liars.
Explain that a little bit more.
All right, so boom. Statistically speaking, in the state of Georgia, you need $500,000 in savings, and you need to make $130,000 a year to be considered middle class. A lot of these rappers are mimicking people who they think are rich, but they're really middle class. So you got people who ain't even that, who not even middle class, but they're famous. And so a lot of people think that the formula to fame is to act like these people without knowing, like, bro, they in debt. They acting rich with business credit, loans, or they could be a trapper, but all they got is $300,000 in cash. And because they paid for followers and the views, you think that that's success. No, that's entertainment. Like, that's not the formula to making it with music. The formula to making it with music is to find the right people that can put your music into places that can get you paid.
Yeah. Bro, I really wanted to ask you this question because I had this conversation and I use you as an example without saying too much information, right?
Yep.
So what do you think an industry plan is? And let me tell you why before you answer. I was telling somebody that I've seen a situation with you in it where like you would take an artist and try to develop them and create the sound. You might even write the music, create the look. Do you consider that an industry plan?
No.
Why not?
An industry plan is somebody that's for sure to make it.
Okay, so what you're saying is just like trying to create and build an artist.
Yeah, artist development is different between. That's what I do, artist development. That's what Innovator is. We develop artists, we develop content creators, we sit down and we give you the mechanics to do your job. An industry plant is somebody that's, you can be ass, but you still gonna make it regardless. You ain't gotta be good because we got the metrics to make you famous.
But isn't that kind of the same thing with the artist development thing?
No, artist development meaning I might not have I might not have the power as an industry plant plug. Meaning this.
Oh, okay.
An industry plant, they can get you on Apple Music, Spotify. They can put you on all the music videos, and you're for sure
and
to
just
go.
Force people to view it.
I still got to spend $150,000 just for the song to go gold, if that.
Yeah.
If that. I'm hundreds of thousands of dollars in on multiple businesses and still ain't recouped. I'm not an industry plan. If I was an industry plan, I would have been unrecouped. Like, if that makes sense. Industry plants are people that control the narrative and the people. I don't control no narrative or no people.
I got you. Because I told you I was just using you as an example for a situation that I had seen you involved in. Yep. And I was kind of questioning, is that how an industry plan is created?
Yeah, no.
Or is that
I'll say I'm a ghost writer, ghost producer, meaning that the shit that makes me sad is in life, some of my work has gone gold and platinum and I ain't get credit for it. So that be the fuckery where people doubt my gifts and abilities because I'm not the guy with it, but it's like, bro, you like the music I created. This sound came from me, or this style came from me. I was in this house with all these people, but because this producer more famous than me, he ran off with my sauce, and now he the one. And that be the fuckery. Like, that's I'll say.
Bro, what happened in your life in that time period where because I didn't see you for a minute, that time period where you had the studio downtown you were staying in to now? Like, what happened between that time?
Bro, homelessness, borderline suicidal, depression.
I'm sorry to hear
PTSD. No, don't be sorry. I was being a bitch. I caused all my problems. Oh no!
Why you say that though? Why you say that?
All right, so I lost my studio space because I wasn't managing my money properly. My relationship was shitty because I was cheating on the girl, and that was one of the best relationships of my life. Not only was I sleeping in the studio, I had 2 duck-off spots. I'm not sure if you heard about the story. In 2018, somebody stole money out of one of my spots. I went around trying to find. That type of situation happened.
Actually, I seen you right after that. Remember, I came to the studio and everybody was acting crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, I just came to holler at Akeem. And they all was like, oh, okay. Then that's when you told me. You were like, yeah, some crazy shit going on. Yeah, you was there. You actually was, because I remember you now. You had on all black. I remember.
We got my money back though, but nonetheless, I disappeared because I realized I was a shitty friend. I did so many people wrong. Like, this is why to this day, I don't know if you probably heard, but people be talking shit about me to this day, about my past, about who I used to be, because I was a dark individual. At one point, I worshiped the devil. Let's start here. He'll tell you. They sat me down and was like, Keem, you going to the deep end. And I said, I know. I just need to see what it's about.
How'd you get there?
Being frustrated with God. Being a spoiled bitch ass nigga, not looking at my life and realizing, like, well, you been blessed. You mad because God not giving you what you want. Now you want to switch up and see what this other shit is about. So I went to the deep end, bro. Like I tried to be as evil as I could be because for so long I've been good. And I felt like being good didn't yield good fruit. But I was naive. That was the trick of, I'm not going to even say the devil because the devil can't make you do shit. Let's start here. The devil can't make you do shit. That's the trick of chemical imbalance. That's the trick of not being honest. When you're not honest and you got a shitty diet, you do dumb shit.
Yeah. I know about the diet shit too.
So a nigga smoking every day, drinking every day. Mind you, I was obese then. I was 70 pounds heavier. Yeah. So once I realized that my life was headed towards hell, I just had to go ahead and disappear and correct it because I got tired of hurting people. The mother of my child, I got tired of being a shitty friend, a shitty business partner. I got tired of wasting money. I just disappeared to get my shit together. Therapy, hypnotherapy, every type of thing you can imagine I went to.
Yeah, cause you disappeared for a little minute. And I ain't see you for a second. Yeah, then I finally seen you. You dropped 100 pounds. Yeah, I was like, damn, King, what you got going on? Man. You was all happy and shit.
I had to turn into an assassin. I had to face my demons. If that makes sense, I had to realize like Augusta would make you feel like you got to be a street nigga, and I never was a street nigga.
Yeah, you showed me those pictures of when you was younger and you had on like the fucking crazy ass belts and the fucking crazy I call it a hip hop costume. Yeah, man. And I was like, man, that shit don't really look like you,
bro.
dog.
I'm talking about gun with the extendo clips. I'm talking about nigga was on something
the NBA YoungBoy outfits. Bro, that's what I call it.
I was ready to die. He'd tell you, bro, I was ready to die. Yeah. When I said this is the crazy part. People used to think that I was being in character, but everybody knew like if somebody would have tried me, boy, we all would have died.
Why'd you feel like that though? Because why'd you feel like you had to be like that?
I was angry at God. Once I'll say this, I'm a 2-time suicide survivor. I tried at 6, I tried at 21. So when you've experienced so much chaos, I lived in 13 houses growing up. Like a lot of people don't know I washed up in buckets. People think I come from the suburbs. My shit wasn't sweet. So when you devote your life to God so much and then you go through hell, it make you feel like God don't fuck with you. So I was like, man, nothing matter. I'm ready to die. That's what made me go to the deep end. Like, bro, I'll rob the bank if I got to. That's what made me turn into something different because I was like, God don't fuck with me. Oh, fuck that. Fuck everybody. He'll tell you. I cut him off. I cut off everybody that was good to me so I could really be evil. I'm talking about meeting with the cult practitioners. My uncles are Masonic men. It's a lot of shit that I did to be evil that I'm still paying for to this day. So don't be evil, I'll say.
What's your daily routine now though? Because I be seeing you post on social media. Does that have anything to do with that time period you was talking about? Is that how you fix some things?
Oh yeah. I train like I'm a Navy SEAL because that's the only thing that keep me sane. All black people got demons. I'm pretty sure you walk into a spot and be like, if I gotta leave this spot, like if I gotta survive, I can kill him. I can kill him. There's the exit. There's the exit.
Yeah.
There's the exit.
I told you, like right before we start recording, I told you like the reason why I don't enjoy clubs, it comes from the weird period in life where I hate when people throw around that word PTSD or that phrase PTSD, but it is true. Like, you know, when you grow up seeing all that traumatic shit in clubs and shit, you don't like clubs no more. It's the same thing you're talking about.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I really had PTSD. My first shootout was on church grounds. I'm a church boy. I'm not a street nigga.
How did that happen?
So, Christmas morning 2012. And this the crazy part. If the young lady is watching this, please hit me up because I need to figure out how you doing. But nonetheless, I was playing drums at Tabernacle. I went to Macedonia Baptist Church to visit my mom. And it was in between services. I never forget, 9:30. I'm walking out. I hear a gunshot. And I'm like, no, maybe it's fireworks. Motherfuckers happy on a Sunday. Fireworks on the, it just didn't make sense. But I was like, okay, fireworks. We walked down this little ramp on the side of Macedonia, if you know what it is, on Rexboro Road. And I hear arguing outside. And I'm like, oh.
This is not fireworks.
Oh. The fear kick in. Now, I'm a bitch ass nigga. I'm being real. You can, I've been boxing. I've been a Krav Maga firearm instructors. You can whoop ass and still be a bitch ass nigga. So let's be honest about that. I was a bitch ass nigga. So I paused in the middle of it, just out of fear. This nigga started running on the campus because the girl was running from him as he's shooting. I don't know what the fuck made me turn into Superman. I ran towards the girl and grabbed her in the middle of this nigga shooting, took her to my car, was taking stuff outside of my car and wrapping up the bullet wounds as this nigga still shooting at us.
Oh, so he
Christmas
actually shot
morning.
her.
Yes. Shot her the fuck up. But I'm over here catching her, like, as she got shot in her arm, and I think she got, like, grazed on the leg. She fell into my arms. I dragged her behind the car. I'm wrapping her up. Mind you now, there's police officers outside and people in the military. Nobody coming to this girl aid. Everybody giving me instructions as they were hiding on the sideline. And ever since that day, that's what turned me into a vicious human being. Like, I can love God. I can be safe. I can be polite. And the motherfucker still try to take my life. Mm-hmm. That means I need to be stronger than evil.
What year was this? 2013,
2012. This is before my son was born. My son was born in 2013, so I had to be 2012.
Okay.
Yep. Christmas morning. Crazy. Like, if anybody got any recollection of that, like some of my musician friends and people that was outside know, but like if y'all know who the young lady is, please let me know. Like,
yeah, that's a crazy ass story. Shooting incidents always leave a crazy ass story, because also a lot of people, I was just talking about this yesterday, a lot of people don't know their laws.
Yeah,
you
they
know
don't.
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like sometimes like it'll be a situation where it'll be a fucking harmless fist fight, and somebody go to their car, get their gun, and shoot somebody and think that shit was justified.
Yeah. Hey.
Not knowing you live in Georgia, not Florida.
Yes,
you know
this is not. So look, if you in the fight, don't grab that gun until you see them pick up a weapon. In fact, I'm going to tell you what you should do. You should throw them niggas a brick and hope they grab the brick and then shoot their ass if you going to do it.
Yeah, especially in Georgia. Like, bro, the most interesting case recently that I was telling people to pay attention to, because people don't know their laws and their gun rights and all that, was the Travis Rudolph case in Florida.
I'm ignorant to that.
Did you see that one?
No.
Okay, Travis Rudolph, he was in the he was a football player. He was in the NFL, and I think he went to Florida State, if I'm not mistaken. He went to Florida State University, and basically he got into it with his girlfriend. She claimed he beat the shit out of her, but the whole incident was on a Ring camera. She was the aggressor.
Damn.
So she leaves. And she texts him and goes, "Hey, my brother coming to kill you."
Oh, she going to jail, man.
He doesn't take the threat seriously as he should have. But he went to his backpack, grabbed the AR, put it on the couch next to the door, and I think he had a pistol. And so when the brother pulls up, he goes outside telling him like, "Hey, your sister's wilding, whoop, da 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 da." One of the guys ended up hitting him. So now his brother runs outside. They're getting into this fight. They're fighting in the middle of the street. It's like 3 or 4 guys. They're beating the shit out of them.
Who's winning? The NFL people are winning.
The NFL niggas getting his ass whooped.
Damn.
They getting on his ass. Now he's fighting one person. He's getting the best of him, but his brother's getting his ass beat by like 3 niggas on the street. So he beats Buddy up, sees his brother getting beat up, runs into the house, gets the AR, and just start letting that bitch go. Now these niggas done already stopped beating his brother up. They're in a car now. He started letting that bitch go, and of course he killed one person.
Yeah, you going to jail.
I think he let off like 40-something rounds.
Damn.
Killed one person.
2 would have been good, my boy. Pop.
Yeah. Oh, guess what? He got off. He's in Florida. But the reason why I was telling people to study that case and pay close attention to it is because if he was in Georgia, his ass would have been triple fried.
Right, for sure.
You can't do that.
Run. That's premeditated. Yeah,
you can't do that.
You could have called the cops. You could have did something else.
You could have did so many things instead of running into the house and grabbing that AR and just letting it go in the middle of the street.
Why you didn't use a taser?
Yeah. And also because you shot the car as it was going off.
Yeah, as you was leaving.
You can't do those type of things. But in Florida and Texas, you can do that shit.
Which brings me to this right here, the documentary with Doby.
Yeah. I wanted to get to that. Let's talk about that also.
That the main reason why I first off, let me start with this right here. I don't care about who snitched. I'm not the nigga who's doing this to show paperwork and my.
Hold up, pause real quick,
yeah,
bro. And I don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
What's up with this snitching thing though? Because I seen Jaleesa's post recently, and shout out to Jaleesa. You know I fuck with Jaleesa. She was on my show before.
Yes,
but
sir.
Shawty be getting in her bag with the paperwork parties. She gets in her bag. So like, what were they referring to? Because nobody was referring to it. Were they referring to Doby being a snitch or Tameen being a snitch?
Be honest,
like, what's these?
I don't want to even talk about that because to be honest, that's too messy because nobody told like that. Like,
yeah,
it's not a case of who snitched. It's a case of
Because I seen the paperwork too, and that's why I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't even get the victim in the situation. I don't even get how people was saying that he snitched.
Yeah,
because you just got shot. You're basically just recanting, what's going on.
And Doby admitting to shooting somebody. So what is there to snitch on?
There's nothing to really snitch on. That's why
when people start around that snitch narrative, I was like, y'all got the wrong idea. That's not what this is. What this is the court never looked at the evidence to charge Doby properly.
Bro, let's start from the beginning because you actually seen the video.
Yep.
You seen all the paperwork.
Yep.
Explain what happened from the beginning, just from what you read and what you seen actually on camera. All right,
so from the beginning, Doby was in the bar with the people who are on camera who actually did whatever, right? Mm-hmm. As he walked outside the bar, he was speaking with a young lady. A fight happened on camera. We got the beginning of the fight to the end of the fight. Somehow, the victims said that Harold was on camera fighting or was in the fight. Somehow, the people that was in the fight said that Harold was in the fight, but he was never in the fight. And the courts went off of people's witness testimony versus looking at evidence, which led to the charges he got, which is the $150,000 in restitution and the 20 years probation at first, because they assumed that he was the one that injured all the victims, but he didn't. He didn't start the fight, didn't injure all the victims. All he did was shoot in self-defense, and we got the footage to prove that it was actually self-defense. So that's... how can I put it? It's more to the story, but I want y'all to watch the documentary. That's why I'm just skipping. But
why do you think it's considered self-defense? Because I'm pretty sure you know the laws, self-defense laws.
I'll say it's considered self-defense because if you surround my truck, mind you now, it was 5 to 6 people. It was 2 in the front, another one on the side, and people behind him. He couldn't have backed up his truck. Mind you, he wasn't in the fight. Mm-hmm. People say he was in the fight. I got the footage to show that he wasn't in the fight. Let's just say this. The people that got injured, Doby didn't injure, right? For somebody to attack him the way they attacked him, who else wouldn't shoot? If 6 people come into my truck, you want me to back up and hit the guy in front of me? You want me to get out and try to fight 6 people? Or you want me to shoot one warning shot? That's what he did. A warning shot below the waist as soon as the guy opened the door. See, if he would have got out his truck and started shooting, guilty. If he would have shot before the guy even touched the doorknob, guilty. But the fact that the guy literally said on camera, in the interrogation audio that, hey, I was angry. He was by himself and he wanted to fight. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's more of at what point do you defend yourself? Do you wait till you getting jumped and before you die to shoot? Or do you be smart enough to assess the situation and say, if I back up, he gonna get hurt and get killed? If I get out, I could get killed because I done seen what happened. Somebody got their eyeball poked out in the middle of the fight. Somebody got mangled out there. So it's just like, that was only a one-on-one fight and somebody got mangled. You want me to get out and fight 6 niggas and I'm not in this fight? Self-defense. As soon as you opened up my car door and I'm not being volatile, 1 shot below the waist, I see self-defense. I don't see why he should serve 45 years. I don't see $150,000 in restitution, and he was never in the fight. The bulk of the money is because of the people that were injured. He didn't cause all the injuries. What we're asking for is proper sentencing. How much does he have to pay for the person he shot? How many years does he have to serve for the person he shot? That's what the documentary is about. It's about proper sentencing more so than, him being innocent per se. I would say he's innocent in the aspect of they're trying to make it seem like, the courts is trying to make it seem like he's the nucleus of all the problems that's been happening in that limelight, which attributed to 45 years. Because it was really 20 years, but an extra 20 got tacked on because of the fight.
Really?
Yeah. The extra 20 that came about was because of aggravated assault with the fight. They thinking that he's the one that injured all 3 people.
So after the shooting happened, but after the shooting happened, he stayed there and waited on the police, right?
Yep,
and he also had his license to carry.
Yep.
So
and he was willing to give a statement that night.
He didn't go to jail that night, did he?
Nope.
When did they actually charge him?
When he's seen on the news. Well, not seen on the news. I don't want to tell no stories. I would like to not even talk about this part because that's what I don't know. So I don't want to say what I don't know. I'll be openly honest about the time frame of when he found out. I just know how he turned himself in. And once he turned himself in, that's when the news started to spread the lies that he was on the run. So I will say this. He turned himself in way before the news knew anything had happened. So if I'm not mistaken, he got a phone call from police officers asking to turn himself in.
Oh yeah, he actually said he was in because he told me a story on, I think me and Maine interviewed him on Maine and Slim, and he said that actually he turned himself in, and while he was in jail, he felt weird because they was holding him in jail, and that's when they was running the stories, kind of like he felt like felt like they was trying to create a narrative to make it against him.
They held him for 8 hours.
That was his words on the interview.
It was like 8 hours, by the way. They held him, and that's what gave them time to run the narrative that he was on a run to create the facade to charge him. So it's a lot of injustices with this case. But I'll say this, though. I want people to understand that with this Doby case, I'm not picking sides. My focus is injustice within our departments. Because if people were to do their research, they'll know that I filed a complaint against our police department in 2019 when they kicked in my office door 3 different times. I've been putting money on bail. I have a prison ministry. I've been paying bills, putting money on books, paying for attorneys. So I want people to understand that this documentary with Doby is just the start of me being a content creator. I don't want them to think that this documentary is just a one-off and I'm just trying to take Doby's side. It's like, no, there's some injustices here, and this is my first documentary that I'm putting out with this content network. So I don't want y'all to think that, what's the word? In the street politics that I'm picking sides. Mm-hmm. Yeah, nah, this ain't that. I stand on truth. I stand on righteousness.
We talked about that earlier, and I'm going to be honest with you. I know you said you didn't want to talk about it, but I don't even understand why it's a side thing.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird.
I think it's a side thing because
I know the story afterwards, which we definitely don't have to get into. But, people, bro, that post that Jaleesa made, the most interesting thing to me was how everybody had something to say about something they didn't know about. And I truthfully and honestly, and I was drunk when I read it because it was my homeboy's birthday, but I truthfully and honestly felt bad as fuck for Reggie. Because for Reggie to get on the internet and respond to a whole bunch of people on a post, I know he was hurt like a motherfucker.
Yes.
Especially the words he was choosing to use. Yes. Like he was telling folks, nigga, you ain't got 150.
Yeah.
I knew what that was. Yep. I felt that shit because you got all these people sitting around telling you, hey, he only owed $155,000.
And you see what I said though? My responses, right? Yeah. You see my responses? I was like, check this out. If he were to turn in dirty money, the judge had already said that was going to track down every dollar.
That's even simple too. Like
so it's just
that
like,
goes without even saying.
So he couldn't have realistically paid that. He raised $4,000, right? Mm-hmm. Check this out. People were giving $50, $1, $2. He packed out the courtroom, so everybody did give what they could give, but it was only $4,000.
That's what everybody keeps asking too. Everybody keep asking what happened with the money with the GoFundMe.
It's still in the GoFundMe. The GoFundMe not gonna release until he get the full amount.
Is that how GoFundMe works?
Yeah, you need the full 150. He only got 4,000. They ain't gonna let him get 4,000 of that dollars out right now. You got to reach a certain amount to get money out. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
If that's the case, anybody would start a GoFundMe, get the bare minimum bounce.
Yeah. Damn.
But I'll say that with the whole money situation, his focus was never the money because he was innocent. Why the fuck would I spend $150,000 if I didn't hurt everybody? That's what this whole thing was about. Like people.
Where did $150,000 come from?
The judge threw out a number. The judge really was like, "Oh, you got all these people in here? The amount you'll have to pay for restitution is $150 with no medical records. No medical records. He's the one that came up with this random number for all the victims."
So, if I'm hearing this right, basically what happened was Doby went to court with X amount of character witnesses.
Yep.
And the judge probably heard a percentage of them. I'm pretty sure he wasn't able to hear all of them.
The judge was so disgusted that the judge was disgusted that he had so many people, which is why he was so harsh on him. Had he had
That's what I was going to get to. So
he would have been.
He heard X amount of character witnesses, and after he heard them, he probably made a statement to him like, I don't give a fuck about how popular you are.
Yep. Or no, I'll say this.
Him.
I don't want to be wrong because I'm getting the transcript. This is what the documentary about. Verbatim, the judge was like, it seems like all these people love you. Get all these people in here to spend the money for this restitution.
Oh, that's worse.
Because he was like, Judge, I can't afford to spend $150,000. I only make 40. And the judge was like, well, all these people in here, if you're such a good person, get them to pay for you.
That ain't funny, my bad.
It's not funny, but that's the nature of the situation of how it was.
All right. So another thing people were saying was that he had a year to pay this $150.
Yeah.
So basically, let me get this understanding because I've never seen a case like this before, and
Right.
I'm not saying I'm no law student or nothing, but like I've seen a lot of cases, and I've never seen someone get sentenced because he was actually sentenced last year, right?
Yep.
To 20 years probation,
Mm-hmm.
and it was
150 restitution.
150 restitution. He had to pay the 150 restitution in a year, or he had to go to a revocation hearing, right?
Yep, and do 20 years. 20 was the original sentence.
Okay. So how did he go from a 20-year sentence to a 45-year sentence?
The judge was pissed he ain't paid as much money as he should have. And so, look, I'm the person that's openly honest about where we went wrong. We should have paid more money than we paid. And we spoke about ways to create money, but you got to be honest, as a father, he couldn't work. His back was messed up because other incidents happened that we won't speak about right now. It's a lot of things that happened, and he was filing for disability. He couldn't work because of the cases. His mom was the one actually paying for a lot of the stuff he had. So if we would have focused more so on money, the judge wouldn't have felt disrespected. The judge felt disrespected because he paid the minimum amount that you could pay. And the judge was really like, oh, you ain't taking me serious. 45 years. Literally. If we would have came with 20, 30, 40, 50 bands, he probably wouldn't have got 45 years. But his whole process was this. I'm innocent. Why would I pay anything? And I feel him. And most people say, well, he dumb. He dumb. That's stupid. He should have did this. He should have did this. Y'all weak. I'm standing on what I'm saying. Y'all weak. People love to be strong for gangster shit, but you're not strong against the strongest enemies. A street nigga is weak to me. You're not my strongest enemy. My strongest enemy is this system. And so when it's time to go against the system, most people be afraid, but it's like, no, I fuck with the system. Some of my clients are politicians. I've had judges as clients. I've worked on political campaigns. Hell, I'm invested in a private military company and I'm funded by government contracts because I'm a minority. I fuck with the government, but I'm also not afraid to go against them when they're wrong. And if people are afraid to step up now, man, my son gonna be fucked. So people think I'm stepping up on the side of Doby, but I'm thinking about my son. I'm thinking about he a father with a daughter. I'm thinking about the lineage of all black people have gone through. And I'm like, bro, I got money, intellect, power, and resources. Why would I sit back and not help? Why? But for most people, you know, it's the street politics. It's I need to figure out more about the case because some don't seem right. Bro, 45 years. Let's focus on that. Who Harold is, does he match up to 45 years? We all can agree that shit don't make sense. As many criminals as we say free, it's crazy to see people say that I'm wrong for trying to free Harold. And that's what's really happening right now. People telling me I shouldn't do it. People telling me I shouldn't pick sides. I love you. May God bless you. I'm not picking sides.
So what's his narrative people are speaking on about he felt like he was getting sentenced because of his last name?
His father. The things that happened with his father, things that happened within family, which I won't speak on because that's family business, that's family lineage. But if you know about the Walkers, they've been hustlers, and not hustlers from an illegal perspective. They've been buying businesses. They've been some of the most prominent people in this community. But people don't want to speak on how they've been up under attack by the judicial system for being good hustlers, man. They play the system like the white people play the system, and sometimes people get mad when you on their same level, and they want to take out people that's related to you. Like, Harold is really a politic case. We all knew that from the beginning. It was designed for him to go to jail from the beginning. They want revenge. They mad at a young black man turning up downtown. Like, that was part of the problem with the studio I had with Greenlight. I tried to buy it. They didn't want to give it to me. I tried to do a lot of stuff to keep that place, but they didn't want a young black man to turn up downtown. And so that's what we faced. And, like, they don't want us to be entrepreneurs, which is why I'm quiet. Which is why I take the humble route. I don't post my business online. I be taking the skip route because I know for real when you show your power, you asking to be fucked with.
Yeah.
You asking for the powers that be to be in your business.
What's going on downtown? It seems like a lot of black people feel like downtown is set up for black businesses to fail. You feel that way?
No, I think all over the world is set up for black businesses to fail.
Uh-huh.
So it's not specifically downtown. The problem is black businesses don't know how to get the funding, so it feels that way. It feels like it's set up to fail because we don't know what to build. We don't know how to maintain our community when it comes to serving them because we complain the most. So it looks like it's set up to fail because of how we fail. Mm-hmm. If you notice, black businesses fail because of black people complaining. So it's not set up to fail. It's all about what black business owners do that causes shit to fail. Humanitarian ain't set up to fail.
Yeah, you're right about that.
So what's the formula? You got to ask yourself, they're not trying to be ultra niggered out, but they still represent the black people. The problem is downtown businesses for our type, our age, we get down there and we try to be niggas instead of playing the game.
Bro, I actually had a real good conversation with somebody that was one of the Humanitarian's business partners, right? Mm-hmm. And he told me that when he, the first time he sat down and talked to Brother B at Humanitarian, the first thing that he told him was, hey, the way that you have your business set up is set up to fail. And he basically said to him, I want to say like he said a number like 60 grand a year and just switching from the styrofoam plates to like baskets with napkins in them.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I never thought about that. Like 60 grand a year.
A huge
just
difference.
Off of switching utensils.
Yes, bro.
That's insane.
Yes. Down from insulation of the unit, like electricity be eating up a lot of niggas' bills.
Yeah. Cause those places downtown are really old.
Yes, man. Our electricity bill used to be $1,800 a month.
Bruh, I've always wondered this too. Why, when you walk into a restaurant downtown that's black owned, it looks a certain way? Then when you walk into a restaurant that's owned by white people, it looks another way.
I'm a lame nigga. I don't never notice that because I don't be downtown in them spaces. He'd know.
Yeah, go ahead.
I can tell you why. When it comes to buying properties downtown, there's certain Jews that own most of those properties, right?
Uh-huh.
The difference with the black people, so those Jews they're gonna want you to pay rent, and whatever you put in there is 50-50, right? So I'm paying you, and you got 50-50 of what I'm doing, not as far as the business, but anything you put in that building, they want to go in half on the build of the building and the make of the building. They won't sell you that building. We renting as black people.
Yep.
Correct.
White people buying the building.
So they can design a little differently.
Why won't they sell?
They're not gonna sell us the building.
We're not gonna get the power.
You understand what I'm saying? Because it's not so only black owned buildings down there may be like I say, it's the way you set up the business to be able to buy the buildings. People, he know people who got buildings down there. There's black people. Also, you got Nora.
Yep. Nora and Flash and them
on their buildings. But most of the time, it's just set up to where we can't buy the building and we're renting. So it's certain things we can and can't do as far as the build.
Yep.
We still got to follow regulations or whatever. But it's certain things that you don't want to put so much into something.
A lot of those buildings look like shit, though.
Yes, man.
Well, also too,
it's historic.
Also too, I just feel like, I mean, but that's a nice look too. But like I say, it's just different. You take Soleil as an example, right? Soleil own that property.
Okay.
5 or 6 other properties down there just the size of that property. You wouldn't know it because they ain't built it out yet. But how you gonna go in there and build it out when they got it and they building it out for the next 10 years?
Mm-hmm.
So what about the food place? That new food place?
A black owned or white owned?
Lennox.
I have no idea.
I've never been there.
So
it's on the opposite side of Soleil.
It's down the road or on the other side of the street.
Other side of the street.
So it used to be Bee's Knees, you think?
No.
So it's not that one.
It's on Broad Street.
It's further down Broad Street.
I want to say off of 6th Street.
So was it the same one that was like Broad Street Bullies or something like that?
No, Broad Street Bullies is all the way down. That's actually the example I was thinking of, Broad Street Bullies, because my homeboy used to work there.
Yeah, so sometimes you got to be innovative and you got to have good food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? when it comes, you gotta have good food, man.
Yeah.
You can't trick black people in their tongue. Ain't nothing you can do about that. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's all about that.
Do you feel like black businesses is set up to fail downtown?
It's not set up for ownership. So, I mean, just depend on what you're paying for rent, bro, because it's not set up for ownership. So I don't know. How can I explain it? When I was looking for buildings, when I was down there, it was certain people who own certain buildings, and it wasn't made for you to be an owner. Mm-hmm. There's no way you could be an owner. They're gonna go in half with the build out. You're gonna come with the idea. They're gonna go in half with you to build out. When you leave there, you don't own nothing but the idea you came with, even though you've invested money. So that's just sound like losing to me. Period. I'd rather post up on the corner.
Yep. Before I devote my resources and money into a space that's not going to let me withdraw equity.
And then let's just be honest, rent can change.
Yep.
At the renter's discretion.
My rent went up. When I first got downtown, my rent was $450. Then before I left, it got up to $1,200 for my little ass room.
Damn.
Yeah.
Why did it go up so
because
much?
I had the most clients, and he was just envious.
They just take it. They take advantage of people.
Salty because I had that bit bunking though. Me and Ant, shout out to Ant 706 hits. We had that bit bunking.
They sold that business right up under our nose.
They did, man.
I've been talking to them
years. I had somebody come in with a cash offer, 90 bands in cash. He sold it for 120, but we was gonna give him 90 in cash and payments on the rest. They wouldn't give it to us.
The communication got lax.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, somebody owned it.
Gave it to an Indian.
And we've been there every day.
Yep.
Talking to him every day, sitting around drinking with him, doing whatever we do together.
Yep.
If we do stuff.
Yep.
But that's how I go. Those that ain't our color, but I feel them though.
And I made him the most money. I made him so much money that he was able to move to New Orleans because the studio was running itself. I was running his room and my room. Why would you not sell me the building?
Another question I have about businesses downtown, because is that still a studio, the spot that you have?
No, man, that bitch is Laziza's carry-out spot, bro. They gutted it out.
Laziza's? It's Laziza's?
It's Laziza's
I don't know if
catering spot.
I don't know. Maybe now.
They
turned it into this like breakfast nook type of situation.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what it is.
It's Laziza's on the door now. That's what they say. It's like their catering facility where they.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I was curious, like, why when somebody has a business downtown, like I'm gonna use Empire for example, right? Mm-hmm. So Empire is gone. Why do black people keep going and renting out the same building and putting the same?
Because they
thing
think
in
that
it?
black people know, like, oh, black people know to come back here. This is the spot. So say like this: if I had a trap where I know that the junkies feel comfortable buying this spot, and somebody went to jail. 2 years later, I'm gonna be like, the junkies still may circle back around this spot and think that this spot is jumping. But I know, like, it's like finding your favorite fishing spot. That's what it is. It's
that
like,
shit kind of
know.
sad though. This shit kind of sad.
It's just like, I know that they're gonna come here because they did it before.
Because I'm gonna be honest, this is just my opinion. I'm not saying this is factual. This is just my opinion from the outside looking in. The building that Empire used to be in, I think it's called Lux now.
Yeah.
And where some Young Ho is, I think both of those locations is set up to fail.
No, okay.
I think it is, bro.
I don't think it's a location.
I think it's a downtown thing.
I just think it's what they throw in them bitches. Everybody throw the same shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like the structure is set up to fail.
Oh, okay,
for some reason,
okay,
the people that keep going to these places keep opening up the same club.
You're right.
They're not opening up nothing
There's
different.
certain things they won't allow you to open up downtown. So say you have an idea. They will give you the building based off your idea.
Yep.
They'll either give it to you or not based off your idea.
Yep.
Which is also insane.
I got the money. Can I get the building? That don't work like that.
If your idea too good, they don't want you.
Yeah.
That shit crazy, bro. If your idea really may work to where you can have ownership of that bit.
And then too, let's just be honest. A downtown wants to bring something to downtown. And that's the thing that black people miss. Well, I missed. I ain't gonna say black people. I missed. And sometimes when I went down and I was looking for buildings and stuff, that they want something down there that adds to what downtown is.
Yeah, I agree.
So
Stokes made a post one time and he said, "Hey man, we don't need no more clubs and food places downtown." I disagree. I feel like it should be a little bit more, but it should also be different kind of places. Like, what's the fucking Pedal Pub was a smart idea. Bike Baby. Shout out to Bike Baby. I worked with them before too. I think it's an escape room downtown. It needs to be more places like that.
I
like,
agree.
you know, just
more tapas places to where we could come in, catch a vibe.
Yeah. And also, more restaurants too.
Yeah, more sports bars downtown.
Yeah,
There's
more
no
sports bars. Create a scene. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the scene downtown right now is a lot better than when we was teenagers. Because when we was teenagers, that shit was horrible.
That shit was Rubens and Macy's.
First Friday was fucking stupid as hell. Yep. Yeah, it was so many First fights Friday and so much bullshit.
The fire people was the biggest attraction on First Friday back in the day.
Yeah.
See a motherfucker spit flames. That was it.
Yeah. And but I feel like downtown Augusta has a lot of potential, and they really should look at Savannah, Georgia. Yes. Downtown Augusta should be more like Savannah, Georgia.
I agree.
Because it has that same kind of feel, that same kind of history. And whatever Savannah did to get their downtown set up, Augusta needs to follow.
They got rid of niggas.
That's what Savannah did?
I'm sorry.
The thing is about downtown is not many owners, right? The people who own those spots, they own blocks, right? So it ain't one person who own one spot.
True.
That one person will own all these torn down buildings that you see blocked up.
Right by the Miller Theater.
Not one or two.
Yep.
It's like 5 owners down there.
Yep.
Total. That's why when this whole thing went on with the strip clubs shutting down and all that, it was just, hey, after he died, no more strip clubs. It's everything is grandfathered in. These are 3rd, 4th generation kids.
Well, I was told about the strip club situation from someone that was actually trying to partner in and buy into the strip club, the one that's down on the left.
We actually got one on the way, but go ahead.
Oh, matter of fact, I was having a conversation. I was with you when I had the conversation with him about it. I just remembered.
We got one on the way.
Nah, he shout out to him too, real good guy. But damn, that's crazy. I was with you when I had that conversation with him. But he was actually trying to partner with the guy in the strip club, and the guy basically is a old school guy. He wants things to stay how it is or whatever. And then that's when the mayor came up with the law. You can either strip or you can have alcohol, which is stupid as hell to me. So you have to be in an industrial area. Yep. That's the law, right?
Yep. It got to be in an industrial area. Yep.
Yeah, it got to be in an industrial area. But the guy I was having a conversation with, I know you already know, he said he's opening up one over there by that sex shop, right?
Yes, sirski. Almost done.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That shit gonna be nice.
I forgot I was with you when I had that conversation with him.
Downtown.
We tied in
because I actually know him through Jip. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing with downtown being tied in with somebody who's actually moving that actually has a heart. The owner of Soleil been my mentor since like 2018, right? White guy, right? From Clemson, right? And he always just there for me.
Yep.
But you have to, that's just business, man. Like, they gonna mess with their kind. Whatever color you is, that matters. But also, if you're the kind of a human being that another person
correct,
with, it's gonna link in, and you'll be able to get opportunities.
Like I said at the beginning of this podcast about the morals and integrity, and another pod I did, I was talking about aligning yourself with people who morals and integrity aligns with yours also, because one of the worst things I feel like you can do in life, and I went through this week, and the person I'm talking about, I hope when he hear this, I hope he feels shot, but the worst thing you can do is be an innocent person. Not even innocent, be a decent person, but people view you a certain way, so they try to play your game, and it's not even your fucking game.
Yeah,
it's not your game. Like they view you as the bad guy, so they think, okay, I'm gonna treat the bad guy this kind of way, when really I'm not even that kind of person.
Yes,
like,
man.
Bro, I tell women all the time.
That's gonna go over some people.
Oh, this is true though, bro. I tell women all the time, right? Because I'll get in conversation with women about certain things. Like, I'm gonna give y'all a perfect example. It was a situation where one of my closest homeboys I grew up with since middle school, he was dating a young lady, and I found out some information about the young lady, right? And I told him about it, and she was like, "Okay, you told him about it. I feel like that wasn't your business, but whatever." Now the roles reversed, and I didn't say nothing, and she was like, "Oh, you're a hypocrite," and I was like, "No. That's where my morals align." I was like, I'm gonna always handle that situation the same exact way.
Yep.
And she was like, "Oh, that's hypocritical." I said, No. You have to understand, it's not a handbook. It's imaginary.
Yeah.
But in my imaginary handbook, I'm gonna always handle something A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So So where my morals align is like this, where yours align is kind of like this, because I know y'all know I'm not saying nothing bad about women, but women like to deal with things a certain kind of way. Like if you ever want to get to know a woman, watch one of them ratchet ass Zoo shows with her.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see what she agree with. Yes.
Watch one of them ratchet ass Zoo shows with her.
You're
Like I seen one recently. I think it's called like Baddies or something, right? And it's Blueface's girlfriend, Krayshawn or Christina Rock, however you say her name. Her sister's on there. This bitch fights like a nigga. I'm talking about she fights like a nigga. And I was watching it and I was like, yeah, if you ever see a girl like that, run. Get the fuck on. That bitch will knock you out.
Yeah.
The young lady told me, she was like, oh, you just assuming I can't fight. And I said, oh, I didn't think you was that kind of person. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think you was that kind of person. And they actually like jumped on her. They like jumped on her or something. And I was like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Stay safe.
Yeah.
That bitch will knock you out.
Yeah.
Stay safe. And she's like, nah, you don't do this and you don't do that. And that's why I say, like, there's no wrong or right answer. Yeah. But if you want to see where somebody morals and their integrity align,
yeah, watch something. Yeah,
watch something like that.
Or I say even in real life to watch niggas' integrity, where it's like I'll use the Doby perspective, where people be like, it's snitching for him to do the documentary, but you post your own evidence. It'd be like, where's your morals? Where you congratulate people on telling on themselves, but you don't congratulate people on actually fighting for their innocence. Like what?
Let's talk about the snitch thing a little bit. Not even in the Doby situation. But yeah, we back now. I said I want to talk about the snitching thing. So I think first off, this whole snitching situation and allegations and all that has turned into something new, especially with this 1090 Jake shit. Like this shit has turned into something new. But everybody has this weird ideal of snitching. And first thing first, before we start talking about it, I was always told since I was young, because my dad did 14 years in the feds for a conspiracy, and he had a lot of people on his on his paperwork.
Why am I just like
when you gonna interview your dad?
Like what the fuck?
My dad ain't like that. He's not getting on no cameras. My dad don't have a fucking Facebook.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's still
He just a big swole ass nigga with long dreads that just don't play none of that bullshit.
He still act. His dad still act. That's the interview we want to see.
That would be a good one.
That should be hard because
but his story is crazy though. Like I hope he don't mind me saying this. My dad came home. My dad came home to multiple lawsuits. And I'm not talking about the normal ones. Of course, he had all his baby mothers suing him for back child support. So I had a challenger.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm gonna edit that part out. But his business partner sued him. His business partner was his stepdad.
Fuck.
Yo, that's a whole.
That's a whole nother hurt.
His business partner was his stepdad. My dad owned 2 clubs. Business partner was his stepdad. He paid him off in multiple items. That's not money.
Yeah.
And there was no paperwork behind it. Sued him, won some money. That nigga still has a brand new Cadillac. He drives around the projects every day.
You definitely have to share what that did to you.
How
it affected you.
Crazier story though. Crazier story. My dad, he said his goal for what he was involved in, what he was doing, was always $500,000. And when he got it, he realized that shit wasn't no fucking money. So he tried to get $1 million. So when they finally called him, he had X amount of money put up. And his girlfriend called him when he was in the feds, and she told him, she was like, "Hey, this is when the Navigator trucks was hot." She was like, "Everybody on the block got brand new Navigators," and he was like, "Who took over?" And she was like, "I don't know, but it's a little weird out here." And he said the day he got out, he went to go look for that money. Gone.
Damn.
His best friend went and took it. Oh, not to mention his co-defendant was another one of his best friends.
Damn.
It was nothing but people close to him all over his case. And he the only person that didn't tell. He's the only person that could walk around that city like just freely.
That's the only way it go.
Yeah, for real.
That's the same thing with me. I paid for my partner, lawyer and everything.
Still, yeah.
Oh, I know a situation like that with somebody right now. I can't talk about it on camera though, but it's bad. It's bad.
When
Damn.
you find out who I am,
real
when we
bad.
have an interview, it's gonna be glorious. But you need to tell that story as not as a child, but just how it affected you through life and kind of how it pushed you.
Well, I'm a military brat. My mom was already remarried, so I wasn't around none of that.
Oh,
yeah. Actually, when my dad got indicted, I was 9, about to be 10, I was living in Germany.
What's your relationship with him now?
Me and my dad have a cool ass like brother type of relationship. I told my dad I went out there to visit him because he got out of prison when I was early 20s, probably like 23. He got indicted in 1999. He went to start serving his sentence in 2000. He got out, so I probably was 24, 23, 24. And I was already going out there when I got grown just to, see his family.
Trying to figure out who you are and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Not necessarily that, because I've always talked to my family. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? But more so just to kick it with them. So when my dad got out, I had a conversation with him. My homeboy Joe went up there with me, and I came home drunk as hell, and he tried to, I don't know, he had this weird conversation with me, right? Nobody ever talked to me about women my whole entire life.
Okay.
Not my mama, not my stepdad. My stepdad gave me like porn logins, like Bang Bros logins and shit like that.
Logins?
Yeah, logins.
That's a cool ass dad. I wish my dad would have gave me logins. What the fuck?
Bro, he
still tapes.
Bro, for my birthday when I was in 2nd grade, he brought me a computer and put a phone line in my room. 2nd grade.
Oh, he a real one.
And he taught me about porn and shit in 4th grade.
Just to make sure.
Wait, he taught you about porn in 4th grade?
4th grade.
Because I was fucking.
Because I was already watching it and shit.
Okay.
And he was just like, man, and I was fucking my computer up. So he was like, man, stop downloading all that bullshit. He gave me the logins. He was like, just get on Bang Bros. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
Safe sex type of shit.
Yeah, for real.
Safe sex type of shit.
Yeah.
But
well, I don't want to keep prolonging this, but
no, you good.
What was the what thing that you could probably hold on to? You could probably hold on to from your father, your father, that he's told you.
It's multiple layers to that question. So like, what I was about to tell you is when he first got out, I had went to visit him, and he had a conversation with me about a young lady I was dealing with out there in Virginia, because he's from Virginia. And he was just like, warning me like, hey, this type of stuff going on, da-da-da. Like I said, never had nobody ever talk to me about women. Mm-hmm. And like, I wasn't offended by him even like having that conversation with me, but I kind of wanted to I always wanted to have this conversation with him. So I felt like it was perfect timing. And I told him, I said, hey, I'm not like your other kids. Like, your other kids are very spiteful. They feel like, they did that time with you, which I'm not saying they didn't. But they feel like they did that time with you. They feel like you took something away from them that they'll never get back. I don't feel like that at all. Yeah. Like, I feel like you had your situation that was going on, and I had my separate life. And I don't think that me and you need to be going back and forth and trying to figure out how we're going to make up for lost times. Like, the analogy I used to him was, I grew up throwing the football in the air and catching it myself. We can't go back to us in the yard playing catch. We can't. That's a good all we can do is move forward from here. And it's not no boo-hoo, no crying, no sympathy, none of that. Yeah. That's just what it is.
Let's stand up.
Yeah. I'm not fucked up behind it.
Let's go together now.
Yeah. Like, so now we cool as a motherfucker. Like, me and him, we actually had a fucking 5-hour conversation about Young Thug case. You know what I'm saying? So we talk about shit like that.
We're going to have... Pops got to play a role, man, because in stuff like this, what we're doing right now, Pops come in and read that paper. He been reading people's paperwork.
He knows.
That's the
bro. When it comes to all these cases, especially these RICO cases that's going on right now, my dad be angry as a motherfucker, and he got them. He's really invested into it.
Give up, anything we got going, man. We have to start putting these multi generations and help men. Mm-hmm. As far as what we doing, as far as people need to see that. They need to see you and your daddy after all this plugged in. It's people had their daddy the whole time, bro. Their real father the whole time ain't got that real relationship with them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And being that he done been through what he been through, he can teach, and you can see that generation of men. Yeah. People don't. How many father and sons on TV? You don't never see that. Black.
You're right.
Father and son in podcasts, you don't get to see that. So, I mean, when it's time,
You're right. I should do it though.
Tell that nigga shake loose. Hey, do that. Do your part, and you know you talk about your story, and then see if Dad do it.
That actually be a good one too, because I'm actually a junior, so that'll be a real good.
Oh yeah, that's even better.
Yeah, that should be real good.
Once he see those numbers and see his effect and how he can probably help people, because I know most people who've been in, they big on redemption. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
You can see it as helping people.
Oh yeah, my dad too. He's a super success story. Like one of my clients I work with often, his name is Rod, which is crazy because my dad's name is Rodney, but my name too. Yeah. But my dad is like a super success story. Like he did all this time in prison. He worked at a fucking like a lube factory. They make fucking lotions and fucking anything involving lube. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They made all that shit.
Where's that factory at, by the way?
It's in Virginia.
This
nigga crazy. Hey, Akeem freaky too. We gonna get there though. We gonna get to how I met Akeem. This nigga freaky. He freaky dicky. A little bit. Nah, a lot. You know, but yeah. So my dad, he worked at this place, saved his money, dealt with his lawsuits, and now he actually does like real estate, and he has successful real estate companies. Like he brought a $1.9 million property and flipped it. And one of his biggest accomplishments that I love though, and it was the last time I actually went up there to see him, was he brought this building, and that shit is like dead slap in the neighborhood he grew up in, and it houses like 60-something people. And he started this state facility where inmates, when they first get out of prison, they can sign up, and he houses them for a whole year and kind of breaks them out of being institutionalized.
Damn,
and like dope. They stay there. It's all state funded. They don't pay shit. It's state funded. He teaches them how to get their resumes together, how to get jobs, and basically how to just live with each other and just be around people. And then after a year, he shows them how to get apartments because he owns apartments. He shows them how to get apartments, all that shit, and get them off.
That's crazy. This nigga daddy the GOAT.
Yeah, that's some amazing shit. When I seen that shit, bro, I was amazed by that shit.
All that high shit ain't gonna work. We need him.
Yeah. Because, bro, like doing 14 years and, dealing with what he dealt with and still, like, understanding the type of people you met while you was in a federal penitentiary, because a lot of people view like it's the feds, so it's horrible people in there. My dad was like, he really met some genuine people in there that just like bad situations happen. Like I had somebody on my podcast recently who's been locked up since he was 12 years old, just got out, and he actually cried on the pod, like talking about how his family kind of gave up on him after he got out. He's been locked up his whole life. He's a suburban kid. He came from the suburbs in Atlanta, I think like Gwinnett or something, and just got in a bad situation, like went into a house on some little kid shit, and they charged him with like home invasion.
Fuck.
And he went in the house like playing around.
So what was your thing that didn't let you hold that anger for your father?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think it's just who I am. Like, I was just talking earlier about women and like how women basically lack accountability, and they not just women, men also. Like I know some super girly men.
They rather lie than say they wrong.
Yeah. Yes. That, and then people do this weird thing where they have this victim mentality, right? Yeah. I've never had that. Like, it's never been a situation where I was like, oh, this happened because that happened. Like, I caught a drug charge before when I was young, and I never once was like, oh, this is my dad. My dad did this. And people were telling me, like, nah, this is your bad genes. And no, it's not my bad genes. I'm just a stupid-ass kid that went from selling candy to selling fucking coke. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute now. You said
it happens coke. Like that. No, I'm just saying, like, that's
a big graduation.
I mean, that's a story. That's a story of what happens with people. Like, you go from cutting yards, then you selling mid, then you selling crack, you start selling
beats
coke
to selling mid. So I
that's
statutes and limitations up, by the way.
That's just the stories, and people will be like, "Oh, this is your bad genes or whatever," but nah, it's actually not. It's just
a good thing. I just hustled the wrong thing.
Yeah. And it's like the same mentality that my dad has, I actually have. So that's how I know genetics are real. Okay. It's real, because like when I have conversations with him, we literally have the same mentality. Yeah. Like it's certain questions, and I don't even know him like that because I didn't grow up with him, but it's certain questions I don't even have to ask him. I already know. Like, I just told this story the other day. This is a funny ass story. It was Thanksgiving, And I had came to his house from a bar because he got this big ass house with all these fucking rooms and shit. So I came in there, and my homeboys that came in town with me was in the dining room eating with my aunts. And I was in the kitchen. I was just standing there drinking a beer. My dad came in and was like, "Did you eat?" I was like, "Nah." He was like, "Why?" I was like, "I just don't really want to eat no Thanksgiving food." And he was like, "Oh." He was like, "You want some wings?" And I was like, "Yeah." And me and him went to a restaurant and just started fucking wings up. And I just happened to look over, like we both eating these hot wings, fucking noses burning, you know what I'm saying? And then I just looked, I'm like, "Oh, we the same fucking people." Then we got to the house and we both in the bathroom and like I'm walking weird, he walking weird. And I looked, I said, "You got real bad hemorrhoids, don't you?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Damn." then the next morning I'm outside drinking some green tea and he's outside working out and we both just sneezing like a motherfucker. And I'm like, "Damn, your allergies fucking up too?" He like, "Hell yeah." I'm like, "Bro, we the same exact nigga." Beautiful. Like the same nigga.
Harmony.
That's that shit. That's the story.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
Right? It's enough bad news out here. But to connect these generations of men, it just don't happen, bro.
Bro, I tell people because when I was young, I used to be hard on my homeboys. Because all my homeboys grew up without their dads.
Still go ahead.
And I grew up with my father.
Yeah,
I was
me too.
Very hard on my homeboys.
Still,
I was hard on my homeboys because my homeboy Joe, you actually know him?
Yeah.
He grew up without his dad too. Same situation.
Yeah.
His dad actually is Tony Jackson. I don't know if y'all know Tony Jackson.
That sounds so familiar.
No, Tony Jackson was the big time drug dealer out here.
Okay,
big time.
Jacksons and Smiths.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Tony Jackson. That's actually his father. So you know, he was always like, "Man, we ain't got dads." Like, you know, it was Christmases where we ain't get shit. Like I remember one Christmas, that nigga got a pair of felines. My mama got me like some brown Dickies and a tan shirt. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't get shit. And he just used to always be like whining, like, "Man, it's because we ain't got no fucking dads and these sorry ass stepdads." And at that time, I ain't have a stepdad no more, but he had a stepdad, and he was like, "These sorry ass stepdads and woody woody woo, blah blah blah." And I told him, I was like, "You know, we can sit around here and like be crybabies and shit, or we can just acknowledge the fact that we both got straight Fs." And we ain't been to school in like 2 months. You know what I'm saying?
Real,
we can just acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying? That has nothing to do with fathers. Like we made and that's what I was talking about accountability and like not holding a grudge against my dad. It never was my dad. It was always me.
Yes.
Never was.
Sure. I feel like black women do what they need to do as us as men. Because somehow we've been taught to blame our fathers. That's what we use when some shit go wrong. Mm-hmm. Because like even in my situation, my dad wasn't in the house, but it's like I have other brothers and some of them complain about my dad being
and
absent,
bro,
but
that's something else that we need to talk about more too. Like you grew up with both parents, right?
No.
In the household. Okay, your dad wasn't in the house?
No, but he still was in our life. Like,
okay.
But he wasn't in the house.
But see, people view that as like, oh, you're supposed to be this way or that way. Or like you said, you grow with both parents. Yes. You're supposed to be this way or that way because you have both parents, but people don't understand what kind of house situation people have. Like I always use the example of because I'm a military child. Most military kids I know that grew up with both parents didn't grow up with any parents. Like
I understand exactly what you
mean. Like in my situation, my mom was always there because of her MOS. But a lot of people parents was always in and out the field. Like if you're a tanker, you have to go to the field every other weekend. You know what I'm saying? You've never seen your dad. Sometimes your dad might get stationed in fucking California, but he wants you to go to fucking Greenbrier High School, so you have to live in Evans, and your dad's in Cali, and you ain't seen your dad in 2 years.
Damn.
You know, everybody's situation is just a little different, but everybody like judges it like I know it's this weird ass stigmatism in Augusta, like, oh, y'all some Columbia County niggas, or oh, y'all some Hepzibah niggas.
Yeah.
I never understood.
Never understood that.
Can I say this?
Yeah.
I'll say this about that. Everybody from Augusta parents come from the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my dad went to Lane.
Of course.
So whether you're in Columbia County or you're in Hepzibah, your parents or your grandparents came from the same place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going back to the same places to hang sometimes.
Yeah.
You going on, I'm going on the hill because my grandma stayed on the hill. I'm from Highland.
Yeah.
I'm going down to the bottom because I got cousins down in the bottom, and I got cousins in Harrisburg. So you still in the same pot. It don't matter where you stay at.
Yeah.
Because everybody parents is from one.
One, yeah. The energy is still the same. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so our grandparents stayed in the bottom. Sunset on down, right? Let's just say Sunset on down. All right, after that, they moved up to West Augusta. Okay, after then, they moved to Grovetown, or between when they was moving to West Augusta, they was also moving to Heslop at the same time. We all the same people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When people try to kick that, I just don't pay attention to it because it's all about what you growing up around and what you seeing.
Yep.
And that's what you gonna do.
A lot of the pillheads in Columbia County.
I know people who grew up in Grovetown got worse charges than nigga who stay in Magnolia Park.
I do too.
Oh, for real, for real.
I do too.
Oh no, for real.
It's all about what you grow up around and what you
privy to. I would say, yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
But man, that's a story. We only got like 8 minutes on this 30 minutes. So.
Oh no, we good. I want to tell one more story about my dad too, just because we started talking about it. This shit is interesting. This story's gonna be real interesting. So I was born in Fort Polk, Louisiana. My mama's from Louisiana. She's from Saline, Fort Polk.
Fort
Never heard of
Polk.
it.
Yeah, it's Alexander, Louisiana.
Is that close to Monroe?
Nah, it's kind of far from Monroe. Okay. Ruston, Jonesboro.
Alexander. Okay, let's just say, how far is it away from a place somebody knows? New Orleans, Baton Rouge area, right? That whole
far.
So you talking
New Orleans,
south or north?
Baton Rouge is here. New Orleans is here. Mm-hmm. It's over here by Texas.
Okay, so it's closer to like Houston.
Yeah, there you go. Texarkana.
I've been there. I've been in Texarkana.
I stayed in Texarkana before too. But
they be mad when you say Arkansas.
Whatever the fuck it's called.
The women there are beautiful, by the way.
Yeah. But yeah, so I was born there. That's actually where my parents met at. And my dad only been married to my mom. He's never been married after that. Cause he said he's done with that marriage shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they both was in the military. My dad actually met my mom because he was on work duty, and my mom was trying to figure out why is this nigga always on work duty, and he was like, "Oh, I'll be volunteering because woo, you know, he lying, trying to act like he just this great nigga, right?"
Out and about.
Yeah, my mom worked in admin though, so and my mom's nosy, so she pulls up this nigga paperwork and sees this nigga done pissed hot 4 times. And he's basically on permanent work duty because he keeps failing drug tests for smoking weed, right? So that's not his final straw, though. The military never kicked him out for smoking weed, never gave a fuck. He goes,
money from you,
he goes to the club. His homeboy gets into it with another nigga because he said something to the man's girlfriend or something. They get into it. Buddy pulls a gun out. Nobody has a gun but my dad. So they get into this crazy ass shootout, and my dad gets locked up. This is the interesting part of the story. My dad goes to court and represents himself. The only witness that they have is a bartender. She comes into the courtroom with her titties hanging out in a miniskirt.
Oh, she ain't. She one of them.
Yeah, and my dad wins the case.
Oh yeah,
and they get it. He gets the gun charge dropped. He gets the aggravated assaults dropped. All that shit. But the military still kicks him out, so he moves back home.
Man, if you that nigga too. Hey,
I don't know. I don't think I got that type of shit in me though.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta pull it out of, bro.
Yeah.
Because he a businessman. We need that. We don't have those examples.
Oh yeah, especially like, bro, as far as like if we did a podcast, I would focus in on everything he got going on business wise because people need to hear that. Like, shout out to Rod, the guy I keep talking about that does the same exact thing.
Talbert?
Yes.
Yeah.
Does the same exact thing as my dad. And the thing I respect about Rod a lot is he gives back also. Like, Rod will randomly fucking go to the bottom and just start giving speeches to kids about how, like, you know, that scamming shit and putting that shit on, that shit sound good, but, like, you know, having your own business and your own house and good credit and having a fucking C8 like me is better.
Yeah.
It's way better.
Yeah.
Like, he'll tell them, like, you know, you can be like this person or that person, but they got Fed cases now.
Yep.
But me, I pay my taxes.
Yep.
I'm not going nowhere.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I respect that a lot, bro, because you have to give back.
You got to. That's my main focus. I feel like in life is to get rich for the purpose of giving back more so than materialism, because materialism ain't the flex. The flex. The flex is what you can actually do for people that love you, your family, your community, the resources you actually buy, and the shit you keep. Like, I feel like the flex that we've been given don't allow us to keep our power. It's like we give away our power with the new definition of flexion, showing your evidence, spending your own money, not using the bank's money, not, staying free.
I noticed that about you too. You like you're one of them people that try to big up people around you also and bring them with you. Yeah. Like I never seen you in like, be like that selfless person. Yeah. Like all those things you tell me about how you was when you was young, I've never seen it.
Oh yeah, no, because my thing is I'm that nigga already. So why does it hurt me to let another nigga show that he that nigga too?
Yeah.
A lot of niggas don't know it. I know it. So I don't mind another nigga shining brighter than me, because at the end of the day, if I'm by the nigga that's shining, that mean I must be something too. Like,
yeah.
And it's less work.
It's less work. Like for real. People don't think like that. Like, so if I got all the plugs, but I put you here, I put you here, and all y'all win, I'm that nigga just because I'm by y'all. But for most people, I gotta be the one. I gotta be that one, because you ain't getting no pussy. You really ain't got the recipe. You ain't getting no money. So you gotta be the one.
Bro, that conversation we had the night I met you, I wish I recorded that. That would have been the greatest podcast ever.
Beach.
Yeah, we was at I think we was at Myrtle Beach.
Yep.
Yeah, that
y'all
was
niggas live crazy. So what that conversation was?
Oh, this shit, bro. I'll tell you the story before we get off, bro. It's a hilarious fucking story. So I was dealing with a young lady that was friends with
the mother of my child.
Yeah, the mother of his child. And but yeah, so the night I met Akeem, right? So we go to Myrtle Beach, and I got a half a gallon of Hennessy. So we get I think I'm good. I think they had like discounts on rooms or some shit. The rooms we stayed in like this fucking nice ass villas for like fucking $50 a night or some shit.
How'd y'all both end up there?
Women.
I told you I was dealing with a young lady who was friends
y'all
with
dating friends.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
y'all
what happened.
Know each other?
No.
We ain't know nothing about each other.
But y'all end up
in the
villa
same
together.
Yes.
Sleeping in the same space.
Nah, next door to each other.
Rooms. Yeah, different rooms.
I think they was like next door to each other.
Yeah.
But y'all fucking with each other on a daily basis because the girls get
Yeah. So half a gallon of Hennessy. I take it over to the room that he's in. We go over there. We're pouring up the Hennessy. We're just having casual conversation. Then out of nowhere, it's kind of late at night because I think we went like out to eat or something.
A club or something.
Yeah, we went to a club.
Yeah.
We went out to eat. Then we went to a club. Yeah, probably like 11, 12. Yeah. Like we got home a decent time. So we pouring the Hennessy. I want to say like 1, 2 o'clock comes. And then that's when we just start talking about religion. And I bust out and I told him, I was like, yeah, like people call me atheist. I don't classify as atheist, but I don't believe in God. And he wasn't like on his like, oh, I believe in God and you're evil. Yeah. We start having a great conversation about it. And he kind of was hearing me out like, I completely understand why you feel that way. Yep. And we had a great conversation. I fucking looked up. The fucking sun was coming up.
Yes, bro.
And this was the first time I had met him.
Yep.
But,
we was talking about businesses. That was jam time.
Because I had a cleaning business at the time. It was my first business.
Yeah. Listen.
Which is you talking about hearing a story? If I talk about my first business, which is the Jam Pro business, that's a fucking story.
So
like,
where are you at doing the Jam Pro business?
Here.
Were you on Gordon Highway?
Nah. Jam Pro office is located off of Willard Road. They have a supply store off Gordon Highway.
Kirk. Yeah, that's the same one.
Yeah.
You know Kirk.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, okay. But yeah, I had a Jam Pro business for like 2 years. I worked for somebody that had a Jam Pro business, and he taught me the works for probably like a year. But I grew up with him. He was my ROTC teacher in high school. But around that time in my life too, like I had just started a business when I met Akeem, so I was broke as fuck. I ain't had shit going on.
But I wouldn't know.
Start a business, boy.
Yeah.
You think you just start getting rich?
I worked salary. I still work salary for the guy that owned his business, but my business, after I paid people was only bringing like $1,000 a month.
Yep.
But he was paying me. I think he was paying me like $3,500, $4,000 a month. So I mean, I was all right, but I was broke. You know what I'm saying? Yep. But shortly after that, my shit popped, and I was wilding. You know what I'm saying? My shit popped.
I think I had called about some contracts too.
Yeah,
I never really
because I stopped working with Jampro and I started my own business. Yep. And I think you talked to me. It was either the government contracts or the construction contracts. Which one did you call me about?
Both.
Okay, yeah, because somebody else called me about some contracts also, and I had all that going, and then I just up and brought a fucking camera and was like, bro, I'm tired of cleaning. And I started my photography business.
Cleaning is very peaceful.
He used to do it at the hospital.
It's one of the best jobs I've ever had.
I love cleaning,
it's
but having a cleaning business where I'm in charge of all these people, and I have to do inventory, I have to do payroll, I'm stripping and waxing floors, I'm doing all this hands-on shit, I'm sleeping 3 hours a day.
When they fuck up,
I'm fucking. Bruh, Keem would tell you the whole time we was out there on that great trip, me and him both just on the phone the whole time. The whole time we just both on the phone. Bro, we're on the beach. The girls is in the water.
What year was this?
Before my son was born, had to be.
Nah, it wasn't before your son was born. Your son was here. This was. Damn, I think I just deleted it.
Too many lives.
I got a video from that day. I just put it in my iCloud though, but I think the date was 2016. Either 2016 or 2017.
Oh, I was bunking. So yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. If I went on vacation.
Yeah, cause
I'm a cheap nigga, so that had to be when I was bunking.
Yeah. But yeah, the funny part about the situation though, before we get off is like I just said earlier, King was just having sex the whole time. He was just having sex, bro.
Bangladesh.
I was like, bro, because, we had that great conversation.
Can we just hang?
Bro, we had that great conversation. So, I'm waking up the next day. I'm energized. I still got the rest of the bottle.
Maybe.
I'm knocking on his door. I'm like, hey, bro, let's go hit the beach bars, bro. Like, and he's like, yeah, kind of handling some business. Like, we can do that in like an hour or so. Hey, come knock on the door like 2-3 hours later. Yeah, I'm still in here, bro. Just give me like.
I was using my God-given gift.
He ain't going nowhere, bro.
Bro, he literally didn't come out the room till nighttime every day.
I had to take advantage of what I paid for. You think I'm gonna pay for a room but not be in it? On every aspect, gonna see my babies.
Yeah, but that was a good trip though.
It was. It was a trip because, to be honest, I didn't want to go because when she told me somebody else was going with you, he'll tell you I got anxiety, like social anxiety.
Bro, gonna freak out at me.
Yeah, I ain't trying to fuck with nobody. I was like, I ain't trying to fuck with you. He might not be my type of person.
And let me tell you something. As a manager, he's probably been my most difficult nigga, right?
Hey, man, I ain't trying to meet y'all.
I had J-Soul first, right? And that was just kind of by partnership, just by being friends. I plug him in, right? But he was doing more plugging in for me than I was doing for him, but it was just that type of relationship. Then I went to Spielberg, and that's when I first tried my real hand at it, right? And Spielberg was difficult because a lot of things went on during that time, right? Just as growing as human beings, right? But this guy here, Lord Jesus, man.
And we would have been millionaires had I not fucked up. He'll tell you. Had I not went down this.
What'd you do wrong then?
Worship the devil. That's what I did wrong.
Back to that one.
Just tell them what you was into.
All right, so look, I'll say this. I'll say, all right.
How you felt about yourself, about
I was insecure. I knew that people was taking advantage of me. I knew that people didn't love me. They loved what I could do. So instead of me being honest about what was around me and cutting people off, I got angry at God, and it turned into me trying to show people that you can't stump on me. You can't take it. I felt like people was just taking advantage of my kindness, my niceness. And it made me feel like I had to show y'all I'm no pussy nigga. So I was willing to do whatever it could be to show, like, yes, I love God, but I kill you, nigga. I stab you in your fucking face while I pray for you. So I felt like people had to see that side of me.
That goes back to what I said about aligning yourself around people with the same morals and values of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
He wanted to run from it.
Yeah, I did.
He had the right. He had some morals and values around.
I did,
and I kept telling him, "Don't go that way."
He don't go. He told me.
Anytime somebody who don't do drugs.
Mind you, I didn't smoke when I met him. I didn't smoke. I didn't drink. I didn't do none of that.
anytime you see a hustler do drugs, hustlers ain't good customers.
Oh, that's how I turned into
Yeah,
a
at all.
trapper. Yeah, I wasn't supposed to trap. Statutes and
I came up
limitations
to
are up.
him one day and I seen him smoking weed and I said, "Hey, listen here. You are not a customer. You're gonna end up selling weed. I'm finna get away from you." He was like, "I don't give a fuck." I'm like, "Yo."
Yeah, I was like, nigga, that's
telling
you, nigga. That ain't me. That ain't you, nigga. Like, what the fuck is you talking about?
Because I already been through it. I say, you don't got to go this way. Why I can't do what I want to do? And I'm like, look, just chill. One day,
Bro, are you related to Slim from Mac and Slim?
All right, so.
Because y'all niggas look just alike.
We just got to do an interview, right?
Yeah.
So y'all niggas are related?
No.
For real?
I told you I got a lot of kids.
But been around him for years type shit.
Yeah.
Listen, you ran.
Shout out Mac and Slim too. I feel both them niggas.
Love them niggas wholeheartedly. They're my brothers, right? But you got to tune. You got to do your homework on the sauce, so you'll know.
Yeah.
When you say those names, these certain names that you're talking about, people who's been heavily involved in our lives. Let's just say even outside of music, just who we talk to, who we communicate with, and But yeah, man. But it was one time he was just being whatever he wanted to be, whatever, and I'm like, I'm just gonna watch you. And I told him, I said, I'm gonna take my hands off you, but I'm gonna watch you.
Yeah.
And I'm just watching, just going crazy. So one day he went at the studio. They let me in the studio because I'm damn near halfway managing Limelight at this point, just as a studio. Not like booking nothing, but just
Green light.
Green light. So I go in the joint. I'm like, man, this nigga room dirty. I cleaned up his studio.
Yep.
This one, like, we fell out. We ain't fall out because I knew not to fall out with him because I know where he at.
I was
trying to
ignorant.
stop him from going there. Right? I'm like, the same route you took to get there, you got to take to get back.
Uh-huh.
So the farther you go down, the harder it's gonna be for you to come up. I clean up his spot, then they call me, "Hey man, where my shit at?" I'm like, "What shit?"
That's why I did a nice gesture.
And you gotta think, at this time I'm trying to ungangster myself.
Yep.
And this my little partner now, and he calling me. He is so aggressive. And he's like, "Hey nigga, where my shit?" I'm like, "Yo, King, it's me." He was like, "Yeah, no, nigga, I know you did it. I see you on the camera. You moved all my shit around." I'm like, "Yo, King, what's wrong?" I said, "Hey, look, we ain't talked for like 3 months after then about nothing. Because I cleaned up.
Because he cleaned up. And then I called him. I was like, "Hey, man, I'm sorry." You have to think about
I think I got moves lined up and shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, mind you, now we working for Akon at the time, so it's a lot that went on, bro.
Yo, this
bro
squandered. Listen,
bro, I squandered millions.
But what he don't know, and he probably don't know now, that I put my shit on the back burner for everybody else. And for everybody to pull out, it was like, nigga, pause. Wait, first of all, pause on the pull. But I was just trying to save him but he had to go there, bro.
Yeah.
Sometimes people have to go where they need to go to know what they need to know. And I'm glad he did it. It was sad for me to watch.
Yeah.
To take my hands off something I knew that was spiraling out of control. But it was a lesson for me.
So sad, bro. Man, that's my biggest regret.
Yeah.
Man, I used to pick this nigga up. We go out of town. We go like see Akon or Shawty Low.
Shawty Low. I still got that.
I just started taking this nigga around like everybody I was connected to from whatever, right? Yep. This nigga would go get a big this 200-300 pound nigga, right? Used to get a big bag of nacho cheese Doritos, right? The regular bag, the OG bag.
Yep. He'll
go to where they serve the glizzies at, doggy dogs. And that nigga go to the cheese and pump. Open the bag in the store.
That's disgusting, King.
Cheese and chili. Cheese and chili.
Big nasty. Big nasty. What's the name?
Downstairs on the left.
I used to be in that bitch fucking up 245 pounds, eating myself into a coma out of depression.
Bruh, well, I'm here to tell you I'm proud of you.
Appreciate it, bro.
Because I've never these stories that he speak of, I've never seen you like that.
Yeah.
Like even I could tell you was in grind mode when I first met you.
Yeah.
You wasn't where you are right now, but where you are right now, I ain't gonna lie, you motivate me. Like when I be seeing you, because I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. I'm not a super nigga. I be trying to be a super nigga.
Yeah.
See, if
he a super nigga.
Nah, I'm not a super nigga. If my homeboy Big King was here, he'll be motivated like when he hear this. But like I be up when you be up, but I don't be doing what you be doing. Like I might be laying in the bed. I might be sitting on the toilet on the iPad, doing fantasy football shit. You know what I'm saying? But you be working out. You be meditating. You be shooting the gun out in the woods.
Yeah.
You know, you be doing positive shit.
Yes, sir.
And I be like, damn. I need to get a nice routine like that too.
But it's
bro, before we get off what is your routine? I'm gonna ask you that way earlier.
My routine is so crazy that people wouldn't believe it, which is why I try not to even speak on it. But in the morning, I'm up at between 5:30 and 5. There's prayer time. There's workout time. There's dry firing with my firearm. He'll tell you I don't go nowhere without my gun. My gun is actually over there. Like, because of PTSD, I train every fucking day with that bitch. After that, I take a nap. Take my nap between 7 to 9, wake up from my nap and work with my clients. I have attorneys as clients, real estate agents, military vets, scientists as clients. So I go to their job site, whatever it may be, do whatever work they need me to do. Then from there, I go pick up my little boy from school by 2:30, be daddy from 2:30 to 4 o'clock. From 4 o'clock until 6 o'clock, I'm studying music, playing drums, playing the piano, playing the bass. From 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock, that's geek hour. So I'm reading a book, I'm studying about metaphysics, spirituality, whatever it may be. From 9 to 11, that's fuck off hour. I'm getting high, I'm drinking, I'm doing whatever the fuck I need to do to relax, to go to sleep. That's usually my everyday schedule.
That's a crazy ass routine. I ain't gonna lie.
Beyond the
going on for at least 4 years.
Yeah. And that's excluding the Krav Maga instructors, firearm instructors, sensory deprivation tanks, because that place got closed down. I'm so sad. Massages, 4 or 5 therapists.
You get the happy endings at the massages?
I used to, actually. I'm not gonna say yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be real. What's the point of getting massages if I'm not gonna get off? Like, what the fuck? I'm a nigga with money.
Extra it costs?
Ain't no extra for me. So that's the thing. Let me tell you this, guys. Some niggas is payers. I'm a player. So when I was fat, broke, and ugly, I still was dating beautiful women, because when you got the character, I'm just saying, when you got the energy, women just love your energy. I ain't paying for no girl to jack my dick. Like, after me, that's so weak.
I don't mind giving a little $25 tip.
I'm not paying. Bitch, you should want to do this. You should want to jack this dick. Like,
I feel
I'm sorry, too far.
I feel you though, bro. I feel you.
But listen, I don't get those anymore. In my younger years, right now, I prefer to deal with women than to pay for it, if that makes sense. So that's what I mean by that.
Deal with somebody that like you.
Yeah, the girl that loves me, do what I need.
Yeah. I got you. But yeah, this was a good ass podcast though. I only got to edit like 3 things out and we good. I'm gonna put this out Tuesday though, so we gonna be good. Anything else you think I ain't touched on? I should have touched on.
Actually, I want to take time to be in detail. Shout out to Zeal Energy Drink. This is a black-owned energy drink company. What we're trying to do is make sure we're in the fight with the major corporations like Cellular, C4. Why did I give them a plug? But nonetheless, check out Zeal Energy Drinks. This is Mary Jane CBD. This is locally grown hemp. This store is off of Riverwatch Parkway. Tell them Akeem Wells sent you. Pick up everything that you need, from tinctures to oils. Everything comes with lab reports, so you know what you smoking.
Yeah. How'd you get involved in this too? Before we get off, I know I said we was getting off.
Yeah. I'll say this. Everybody like to be a trapper. I feel like I like to trap anything, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So this is the way I get to still be a street nigga without being a street nigga. I sell legal hemp. And it changes people's lives. Like, I have carpal tunnel, I have IBS, which is why. Can you
tell people what hemp is? Because people don't really know the difference between
like CBD and all right,
the male plants, the female plants, different type of strains.
So like CBD is non-psychoactive. It doesn't get you high. It has more medicinal properties. This is actually THCA, which it gets you a little bit there. Like, I'm talking about almost there, but it's not as psychoactive as pure THC. So basically, the cannabinoids, if I said that correctly, what it does is interacts with our body, with the CBD, and it interacts with the pain receptors, and it interacts with certain things that will heal the cells. So that's the difference. One has more of a healing property. The other one just gets you high as fuck.
Do you smoke weed?
Yeah. I smoke it all.
So,
weed.
So
Let me not say
what do
all.
you do with the hemp? You use the hemp just as
Oh, to be
like
honest, because Augusta weed is so shitty, I'm more so CBD based. If I can't get weed from dispensaries, I try not to smoke street weed because you don't know what you're smoking. So I'm not a junkie. I think it's junkie mentality to smoke anything that come your way. But I am addicted. Most people don't want to be real about their addiction. I'm addicted to smoking weed. So what CBD does is give me a healthier alternative.
Why are you addicted?
I can fast from weed and go 30 days, 40 days, but then I have the urge to want to smoke. So if I can't fight that urge, I'm addicted. Even if I can go 30 or 40 days, after that, I'm still going to hit that blunt. I'm addicted.
Bro, I started smoking weed when I was 13 years old, and I stopped cold turkey when I was 19, and cigarettes.
Damn, congratulations. I ain't never smoked cigarettes.
Why?
Man.
Because that shit started making me paranoid, and I had moved from here to Kentucky, and when I got there, I was on some different shit. Like, I was on some I'm not doing that shit I used to do type of shit, and I started going back to school. My biggest goal was to get my high school diploma. I had got my high school diploma. I went to a community college for a semester, and I remember my teacher, I didn't turn in my paper. The teacher was like, you can turn in the paper the next day, but it's my last chance I'm giving you. And I smoked a big-ass blunt with a white boy and then hit the gravity bomb. And my laptop was fucked up, and I left it at school. So I used my mom's laptop. And when I woke up, like, I was looking at the screen. I swear I was looking at the screen, and I blinked. And when I opened my eyes, my mom was taking a shower getting ready for work. I had just sat there high as fuck and just stared at the screen all night. And that's the last time I smoked weed.
That's why you need
smoke
CBD
weed after.
guys.
Well, I smoked weed a couple times after that. You know my homeboy Quay?
Yeah.
He was in a group
He
called
used to
Native
rap,
Sounds.
right? He was a
Native Sounds.
Yeah.
Oh, Native Sound.
Yeah.
That's my homeboys. I grew up with them.
Yeah.
But
I fuck with them, by the way.
last couple times I smoked weed in my life, literally, like, I only smoked weed like 3 times in the last since then was with Quay, and every single time I freaked the fuck out.
That's why I need to smoke with me next time.
I can't smoke
On vacation,
period, bro.
No, you just gotta be
Bruh,
on vacation the
and
right strain.
It's funny we talking about the CBD, right? My tolerance so fucked up, the CBD gets me fucked up. Like, my brother be fucking with CBD gummies.
Yeah.
Them shits be getting me hot, bro.
Good.
Gummies are 70 times more
Potent than
than
Then the THC?
or
Yeah.
no, not
than the flower.
Flower.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I got on some edibles one time, guys, that I stripped naked and washed up in.
That story.
All right, so listen.
Was it?
Yeah,
All
we
right.
got time.
All
I
right.
wasn't trying to rush the pie. We got time,
So
bro.
listen,
I ain't got shit to
I
do.
was with my boy E. Shout out to my boy E with me, Evan Wickerson with the Richmond. He had 2,500 milligram edible treats. Mind you, now I was already smoking that day. I had just came back off a tour. We had went to California, so I had all the strains you can imagine from Cali. So he bring in these edibles, and my ego so big that if you give me a challenge, I lost weight off a challenge. A nigga told me I couldn't lose 30 pounds. I lost 45 pounds to be a dick just to show I could. So this nigga challenged me like, you can't take all of this. I mean, you don't know who the fuck I am. I ate a whole strip, 2,500 milligrams after smoking all day on the empty stomach and taking shots of tequila. It started off great. The beat was amazing, bro. I was in that bitch. I thought I was Timberland. It was so symphonic that the nigga went on Instagram Live and people was hitting us up like, yo, Keem going in.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. 10 to 15 minutes. That bitch took a dark turn. I heard a voice in my head like, oh, you ready to die, nigga? Oh, today your day to die. And I'm making beats, and he noticed I'm slowing down. He like, Keem, what's going on? I was like, ain't no big deal. Ain't nothing going on. I'm just about to die. I'm literally talking to him while this happening. And he like, yo, boy, you bugging. I was like, I just got to go shit real fast. I said it like that. I go in the bathroom. We at my spot. I could have gotten in the shower. I cut the sink on, get ass naked. And I'm throwing water on myself in the sink ass naked. He don't know what's happening now. So I'm texting my baby mama. I'm texting my therapist. I'm texting my attorney. I'm like, if anything happened to me, I died off an edible. Like, I thought it was going to go bad. I'm shitting. I'm throwing up. I sit on the toilet and I like go into this like...
Cardiac arrest.
Yeah, look, emotion. And I was like, I gotta go tell this nigga what's going on because if I die, somebody need to know. So I go out. He look at me like,
2,500 milligrams.
nigga. It's been 30 minutes and you're soaking wet. Mind you, I didn't dry off. I just put clothes on, soaking wet. We sitting down. He like, yo, you want to cancel the session? Me being an egoic black man. No, nigga, I'm good. I just started panicking. I was like, bro, I'm about to die. Can you call somebody? This nigga left me. This nigga was like, yeah, bro, the session could be over with. Bro, after he left, I got into bed. I cried. I prayed to God. I threw up. I semi-shitted on myself. And this is like 2-3 months ago, y'all. I ain't talking years ago. We talking 2-3 months ago.
I ain't know it was that recent.
Oh, no, this shit was
funny.
recent. And that's when I realized, like, oh, I'm not really who I thought I was. Nigga, my tolerance is low. Fuck these edibles. Fuck the weed. CBD. THCA. Come fuck with us because I don't like what weed does. I don't like
Bro,
it.
it's crazy. I used to I had tore my Achilles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Did you have any prior like symptoms of that your Achilles is stressed?
Nah, I've never
Everybody
tore
said
nothing.
the same thing.
I've never tore nothing. I've never broke nothing.
You didn't
nothing.
feel nothing or nothing.
Nah, I was
Everybody
playing
said-
basketball. Blue like did a fake pass. I jumped. When I landed, it popped. Felt it,
Everybody said
heard
they
it.
don't feel nothing before.
Yeah.
No
I kept
calf
hooping.
muscle
I kept
strains.
hooping. And then the next day, my foot swelled up like this. The next day. I never went to the doctor or nothing. The only thing that really fucked me up when I tore my Achilles was I went to Denver with Hen. And that elevation. We went to the casino. First off, when we got on the plane, I was cool. I had slides on. I was cool. When we got off the plane, that elevation fucked me up. We were supposed to go to the Denver versus Grizzlies game. I remember that shit like it was yesterday. It was snowing.
I was supposed to be on that vacation.
For real? Okay. It was snowing. I went to go put some Timberlands
Almost
on.
New Year's,
My
like
foot.
around New Year's, but a little bit earlier than New Year's. It was in the what month y'all went?
I can't remember. But you right. It's around that time
Y'all
frame.
supposed to go.
Yeah, that vacation was
Did Maul
great,
go?
nigga. Yes, that's
Okay.
my nigga. Shout out to
Yes.
Maul.
Oh, yeah.
That's my nigga. But that vacation was great. I know I'm off subject, but bro, that vacation was so crazy, bro.
supposed to be
Bro, they booked the chef and that nigga PPP loan hit while we was there.
Yes.
This nigga woke up early as fuck in the morning dancing in the snow. He looked like Rerun. He was dancing in the snow. Bro, this nigga hired 3 prostitutes back to back to back.
Who?
Without
The
me?
chef.
Oh, the chef hired
The chef,
I was
nigga.
supposed to be on that vacation.
The chef, nigga, and niggas was flying niggas out just to go to every. It was 420. It was 420. 420. Niggas was flying niggas out just to go because the dispensaries had mean ass deals. I'm talking about buy one get one free zips. Like they had mean deals. So niggas was flying niggas out because you know you can. They got a system.
Yeah.
You can only buy X amount of weed and they put it in the system a day. They was flying niggas out just to buy weed so they can fly back with it. Niggas came back to Augusta like, I hope I ain't telling too much. But
If I would have known, nigga, why nobody ain't called me? I'm sour.
oh, that was a great trip, bro.
I would have came with 4 people.
Bro, shout out to Dub T. You know Dub T?
Yeah.
Bro, Dub T hit for like 11 bands at the fucking casino, bro.
Damn. Did he
Bruh.
cash out and leave though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Immediately, bro.
My boy.
Immediately. He was with a rich nigga. They was shooting craps. And he was side betting on the rich nigga. And the rich nigga hit for like 40-something bands. Dub T hit for like 11.
I'm proud of you, my boy.
Yeah, that was a great trip, dog. But what was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about the edible shit. So I used to get edibles from my homeboy. I ain't gonna say his name since we talking about some illegal shit. But them bitches used to be hidden. I had an incident with the CBD. My brother had some CBD gummies outside, and I took them. Went to sleep because them shits didn't
They
do
do
shit.
put you to sleep now.
I went to sleep. I woke up at 3 a.m. because I had to piss. When I went to take a piss, my face felt fucking weird. I was like, what the fuck? I looked in the mirror. My fucking eyes was this fucking big, red as fuck. I said, oh, I'm high as a motherfucker.
Yes, sir.
Bro, but that didn't stop me. I was good. I actually felt great. The
Off the
next
CBD?
time, off the CBD. The next time, I did CBD again. But this time, that time I only took 1 gummy, right? And I was high. It was all right. This time I took one, and that shit felt kind of weird, so I took another one. Bro, I was high for like 2 days.
Oh, for sure.
I
Oh,
was
it's a
out for like
3-4 day
2 days,
process. Now
bro.
be careful with them gummies and anything that's edibles.
Why does CBD do that though?
I'll say this, because of the medicinal properties, our body naturally interacts with what it is. So depending on the milligrams, depending on your metabolism, it attaches onto. That's why most people, when they got a piss test, they want to drink Jello, do whatever they can to make sure the fat, because CBD is stored into the fat. So it's depending on our fat content as well. That determines how we interact with it, which is why women.
I think I was skinny then, though.
I have the highest tolerance, but
I was skinny then.
Maybe because you had a little bit of fat. That's the reason why.
Probably
like
so.
More fat, more tolerance versus the opposite way around. But then again, people's metabolisms are different. So
yeah,
I can't answer why the chemical imbalance of why you per se could.
Yeah, that shit had me fucked up. I was paranoid for like 2 days too.
Which
like
is why
the
I tell
whole
people to
time I
mix
was paranoid.
CBD with regular weed if you're gonna do it, so you can have a good coast. Because CBD is something that will make the high last a little bit longer as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it also cuts down on psychoactivity.
Yeah, because there's a lot of weed growing with PGR.
And stuff like that, because they don't have the same regulations and laws. So when they took it out of the food in America, people got hooked onto it and started spraying it on the weed.
Yep.
And so now the weed grow fast.
And I hate to correct him, but actually in America, it's still legal.
For weed or for
both?
Plants?
For both.
Okay, I thought
it's still both. Yeah.
Illegal for what?
It used to be illegal to use certain types of pesticides, but in America, they don't give a fuck.
But it's
you can use whatever.
Size and growth.
Yeah, and growth hormones.
Yeah,
you can use them still legally in America.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Like our toothpaste contains the same shit that the chicken contains, which is with its growth hormones. So chicken is one of the worst things we could eat. Broccoli too, spinach too. Like
I know this is about to be a stupid question, but so how you feel about the legalization of weed? Do you feel like, of course, you probably feel like it should be legal, right?
It's dangerous. Because, mind you now, as a conspiracy theorist, don't get this shit twisted. I'm still a conspiracy theorist. To have the powers that be serve us food, serve our water, and give us drugs, we're asking to be fucked up some more. When it was illegal, you had growers who actually cared about the growth of the thing. But when I can walk into a gas station and see weed, I don't trust it. I'll trust moonshine before I trust.
Well, the states where it's legal, it's not necessarily like that though.
But I'll say in states where it's legal, you got people that can pass off the fuckery way faster. Because it is legal, nobody's checking to see if it's grown properly. Nobody's checking to see the pesticides. Nobody's checking the source because it is legal. And that's my problem.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can have anybody posing as somebody that's good for the community, but they're the ones putting the shit into it that's causing people to be fucked up psychoactively. And we think because they're white and because of this, they have our best interest. But when in actuality, it's like crack. They know that this is what we want, so let's fuck them up.
Bro, that Denver trip I was just talking about, it wasn't my first time going to a dispensary, but it was like my first time going to multiple dispensaries. And that shit... It's not how people think it is.
Yeah, it's
like,
not.
A lot of people think the first dispensary I ever went to, I forgot where the fuck I was at. I think I was in Oregon or some shit. Oregon. It wasn't California because I don't go to California. I think it was Oregon. And so when I went to Denver, and I went to damn near every dispensary because this nigga Hennon went to every dispensary dead ass, especially cookies. They kept killing cookies. Yeah. So the weirdest thing, excuse me, about the dispensaries for me was they look like pawn shops.
Yes.
And I was like, if weed is legal, why does all the places look like pawn shops? Like you walk in, first off, they only let X amount of people in at one time.
For sure, the guy at the door standing.
It's not like a mall. Like most people think it's like what you just said about the gas station thing. You walk in the gas station, you get the weed. No. It's fucking 30,000 cameras everywhere. The weed is under glass like it's some fucking diamonds.
Yep. Niggas got AKs in the back.
Yeah, niggas like, got AKs type of shit.
Yeah.
It looks like y'all remember. I probably shouldn't be talking, but y'all remember the tattoo shop on Tobacco Road when they busted all the GDs back in the day?
I do not remember.
I don't remember nothing. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't have no recollection of this.
Well, this is just me. It looks just like that tattoo shop. All dispensaries look just like that tattoo shop.
By Wood Lake.
Yep, by Wood
Lake. Yeah, by Wood Lake.
I have no recollection on that spot, but I know
Tobacco Road.
Idea
Tobacco Road.
Yep, across from the school.
He said by Wood Lake, though.
Right by the school. But when they used to be hidden, we don't know.
That's what dispensaries look like.
Yeah,
it's
for real.
fucking weird.
I'm talking about them bitches like Southgate, be honest.
Yeah.
If you go to California, that's a little different. Like them bitches look like Best Buy, but certain places
they look
be
right.
like Bro.
That's because that was like the first legal state, right?
Vegas. Vegas. Let me not say Las Vegas is a little different.
Oh, yeah, you know, LA's a fucking shithole.
Oh yeah.
That's a whole nother.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a whole
LA's a
nother.
fucking
Like when I go
shithole.
down on tour, I be trying to buy knives from the Dollar Tree type shit. I'm for real. Anybody who go on tour with me knows.
Bro,
like,
did you ever experience a flash mob?
No.
Oh, okay.
I wish though. I would have been the main nigga in that bitch.
No.
Niggas,
It's not
come
called
on.
flash mob. I'm tripping.
Snatch and run.
Oh,
Yeah.
nigga, I would have been the main one in that bitch snatching too.
I went to Tubman Middle School.
Me too.
So
Shout
we've
out
been
to
doing that at
Yeah.
gas stations without understanding
music
What it-
stores
what
too.
it is.
Yeah, we didn't know that was that, especially in music stores for band season. Anybody with
Well,
the
you know,
Richmond?
LA is different. They doing that shit on a whole nother level. These niggas is running into Louis Vuitton,
Chanel and all that.
grabbing everything. Like they coming like 20 deep, grabbing everything
Yes.
and getting the fuck on. Because you know that shit. They're not charging you for anything under a certain amount.
Like $950, I think.
Yeah, I think it was like 700, and they moved it up to like 9 something.
We spent this summer working on a project with a guy from LA. He's from Augusta, but he's been in LA since 1998.
Shout out to my boy Shay.
And
Shia.
he told us a lot of this going on out there. And
Yep.
we talked about a strike a lot.
Yeah.
And like
Me,
The writer's strike.
Yeah, let me plug this in. Shout out to my boy Shia. We got a project on the way, formerly known as Shay Roundtree. Used to be not used to be, still is an actor in Drumline. All the commercials from the city of Augusta. We're working on a music project. Shout out to my boy Shia. Definitely an Augusta major player, legend for real.
Bro, they hitting Amazon trucks out there too.
Oh, for sure.
That shit
But this
weird.
is let me speak to all my criminals. Hear me out. Like, please, come here. Let me speak to you. Stop committing crimes for your lifestyle and commit crimes to stop being a criminal. A lot of y'all keep committing crimes to stay on the cycle of being a criminal. And as a sidewalk nigga, as somebody that has never been to jail, I'm giving you the formula. Commit the right crime that can allow you to go free for life. Stop glorifying shit that's going to get you caught. You going to steal. Well, you can scam Bitcoin, some shit that's untraceable.
Since you said that, and we still ain't stopped yet. Why don't scammers have cars?
Let me I just started driving, so I can't speak for all scammers. I just started driving. I'm not a scammer. That sounds like I'm a scammer would be saying this. I'll say this. A lot of niggas don't buy the right shit because pussy don't require cars in 2023. So if they can buy the clothes, the cars, and the chains and the facade, then the pussy gonna come with it. For a lot of men, what they're buying is the attention of women. For a lot of men, what they're buying is the facade. So a lot of these criminals ain't criminals for the lifestyle. They're criminals for the trophies.
Yeah.
I've never been the person to be like, I'm finna do this crime so people can see me. Let me tell y'all my truth. I showed fake money that was bought offline prop money. So if somebody robbed me, they would be robbing prop money. I bought fake jewelry, fake Jordans. So if the cops came to me, bro, all this shit fake. I got it from the Atlanta discount mall. I would never do anything that would mess up my paper trail and my cash flow of being legit. A lot of these niggas don't understand that. Yeah. So a lot of these niggas ain't got cars because they're scamming for the lifestyle versus the freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just always wondered that because, like, of course, like, you know, the well-known scammers, they got cars and shit. They all got scat packs and shit.
Yeah.
But the niggas right up under them, they have no cars, but they got 30 fucking gallery department shirts and D-Lone shirts and shit.
And some of them shits be fake too. They be on DH Gate. They be on a lot of these spots.
What's it called?
DH Gate. Bro, I got
It's a
e-commerce
website?
stores. I sell sex toys and all, bro. I got a lot of shit going on. If y'all need something, hit me up from the roses to
that's
whatever
crazy.
you need. But
Yo,
nonetheless,
like he right, yo. And I was a person like the people he talking about. Like, you can't do this for a lifestyle. Like, you can't chase a lifestyle that black people own.
yeah.
You can't do illegal stuff to do something that we already set in motion. Like, you don't have to present a certain character or live a certain lifestyle because we invented the lifestyle. America has no culture without black culture.
Yep.
We are that. You
Yep.
don't have to do that. This is for your freedom.
Yep.
And what you're doing is trapping yourself back into a trap
Yep.
by trying to prove something to something that's around you.
Yep.
There's plenty of rappers that we know, plenty of artists that we know that's trying to fund their career, but they putting themselves back in these same situations. They're not moving forward. They're not going to pull people with them. They're staying with the people.
Yeah. They're being criminals to make more people criminals. So like it's so weird to me. If I was a drug dealer, a scammer, I would not take pictures with the people I commit crimes with. I wouldn't shoot music videos. I wouldn't make. That's the shit that pissed me off. And people call me a hater.
Bring all your drug money to Framework.
Bring it. Come on, man. Bring it to me. And I told you I'll teach you how to get the Bitcoin, because at the end of the day, this is what the politicians are doing. Let me tell you something about the law. It's about what you can get away with and what you can prove. The reason why the black community get fucked up, we make it so easy to prove our crimes. That's why I'm so hell-bent on being legit, because, to be honest, if you can sell drugs, you can sell houses, my nigga.
Same numbers.
Bingo.
It's the same numbers. It's the same thing. And then people be looking at me like, no, he just talking. Bitch, I'm you. Like, what you mean? I've never worked a job a day in my life. The difference is,
Preachers seen them do it.
Come on, preachers trust me. Deacons trust me. So it's all about who trusts you to spend money with you. It's not about the product, but they be so caught up on the product that they don't think about, like, no, people fuck with me.
We fall in love with money.
Yeah.
And not success.
For real. I don't give a fuck about money.
We're so pleased with watching the money stack. And it's a lot of people I'm speaking to now on just saying that, but it's seeing that money stay at a certain mark. Not putting that money, investing that money, and watching that money grow. That ain't what we in love with. We in love with being able to see that dollar amount.
Yep.
To where we play games like, oh, I never know if I got to buy a car, and you got 20 bands on you.
Yep.
But you don't realize everybody ain't got that.
Yep.
You thinking everybody balling because everybody flexing.
Yep.
But it's really a lie.
It's
and you
a lie.
walking around like it's the truth.
Yep.
Now you finna get
Yep.
Next thing you know, you finna go to jail.
Yep.
And they finna take all that money from you. Even if they don't lock you up, you're gonna spend so much time trying to divulge, like, you know, your lawyer gonna cost you 5 to 10 bands, right?
Probation.
Plus your regular and such and bills, and you can't go hard like you was going because you hot.
Yep.
So during the time you hot, you're gonna spend 50 bands.
Yep.
I don't know what your money look like. Even if you got 200 bands, I don't know what your money look like at the end, because you're gonna be trying to get back to that 250.
Yeah.
Trying to record.
And that's when you get caught. You need to know when you're on the other side of the coin.
Yep.
And just take advantage of being able to have an opportunity to do good.
I don't think people. That goes back to morals, though. My morals wouldn't let me be proud to be a criminal in that way.
People don't know when they're on the other side. Like, from me coming from that environment, I didn't have people like you to come say, "Hey, man, but I just looked at this building that I wanted to get. You ain't got to do nothing in here.
Yep.
This how much we need."
Yep.
You in that situation. He in that situation. I'm in that situation. It's just talking to somebody who is going through what we was going through.
Yep.
And
getting them to see it.
Get the
Yeah.
Because if I had known that, like, you know, that this money was gonna disappear.
Yeah.
Like he said, 200,000 ain't nothing. That's not a lot.
It's not a lot, bro. I spent over $500,000 in
You don't
business.
even realize
Tax documented. This
that
shit
can
ain't.
get you 4 or 5 years. I'm talking about if you don't try to, if you just living and surviving.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be honest. When my dad told me that story, I was a little younger, because the first time me and him really kicked it, I think I was like 7. We got into an argument about Martin Luther King versus Malcolm X, but I disagreed with him. But when I got older, I'm not saying I touched a lot of money, but I touched enough money to know that
let's just say
when you
the money
touch
that's
the
in
money,
your
you realize
pocket,
it ain't shit.
Yeah.
The money that's in your pocket versus the money you ran through are spreads apart.
Yeah.
Right? You can clock 50 to 75,000.
Yep.
But you've probably touched in that.
Yep.
You've probably touched 200.
Yep.
Yeah.
And probably flowed through your hands. You just was able to somehow keep 35 of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Out of that 75.
Yes.
But you've made other people money.
Yep.
Touched other money.
Yep.
So
That's why I be preaching to these young people that we're all broke, and I get called a hater because I don't know if you see my speeches on Instagram when I be like, if you spending more money on clothes and cars and chains than you do yourself, you a dumbass because we're broke.
It's funny you say that. I got a video on Instagram. This shit got like, I think it got almost like 20,000 fucking views.
Damn.
And how much it got? Oh, it got over 20,000. It got 22,000.
I'ma tell you, a young nigga always gonna have a new cell phone. The iPhone 15 about to drop. Yeah. All the young niggas gonna have the iPhone 15, and them niggas gonna have the new Jordans. But let me tell you something, a young nigga ain't gonna have a fucking car, a fucking place to lay his head where his mama ain't on his ass about fucking hoes in.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? An education.
Yep.
and a decent job.
Yes.
That's 4 things a young nigga ain't
Bro, this shit
gonna
went
have.
crazy because the young niggas is in my comments mad as hell. Like, shut your old ass up, nigga.
Old ass nigga.
Yeah, bro, they going crazy in my
Damn.
comments, bro.
Let's just say this. Keem, how long you been taking care of your family?
Since I was 13. I've been paying bills since I was 13.
All right, so if you don't see that nigga with all that shit, you don't see him with no new shoes, you don't see. Trust me, I be on him about taking care of everybody. Still to this day.
And my bills went to like $300 a month before I even pay myself type shit.
I be on him about that codependency they have on him to this day. So if you don't see him with all this stuff, don't think he can't get it. It's just he invested somewhere that means something to him. Life is about fulfillment. Are you doing what makes you happy? It don't matter how much money you got. Are you happy?
Yeah.
Can you do, is what you doing on a daily basis providing your happiness in? I can say, he do what make him happy.
Yeah,
Sometimes
I don't give a
make
fuck.
me mad.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro,
I went broke last year chasing happiness, buying businesses type shit, asking
But you
people
got
for
to go
money
on hold.
type shit. Yeah.
You got to invest.
Yeah.
When you
For
bought
real.
this camera, bro, you ain't know.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, you're right.
how long did this camera sit around for you use it?
Oh, well, I already had a podcast, so I started
was
using
on.
it immediately.
Yeah.
That camera right there, actually, my mother brought because she seen my podcast and she liked it, and she was like,
Shout out to moms.
She was like, I want to buy you a camera, and I follow this videographer on YouTube named Creative Ryan, and he was talking about a cheap setup that works great, and actually it's a Rebel series, so I brought that, and then I hit for like $3,700 on the Super Bowl. I brought that camera.
What Super Bowl that was?
This is the one that just passed.
Damn, congratulations. What
I got to interview Slim.
prize picks? Ain't it? We got a
Nah, it was
Slim
my
interview
booking.
coming up
No,
next
he
week.
Slim
We interview
definitely
Slim.
gonna. Soon we get out. Soon.
Oh, nah, you want to hear the funny story though?
Yeah.
So I hit on the Super Bowl. I hit the next day on some NBA picks, some random ass picks too. I don't even know how I hit on that shit. I was just playing around with the money. Hit on that shit too, probably like $1,700. And then the day after that, I owed money for credit card debt, and they hit my bank account right then and there. They garnished all my bank accounts.
Damn.
How
Yeah,
much?
I know what that
did
feel
they
like.
take during that time? Like, how much total was that taking?
I'd rather not say on camera, but
yeah.
I'll tell you, I'll just beep it out. It was like 37 grand.
Fuck.
I woke up to $0 in
This
all my
wasn't
accounts.
business credit. This was just your money.
This was my money. They took every dollar I had. All the money I had
Down payment for.
I had $160 on Cash App.
After they hit you, you had $160 left.
I had $160 on Cash App. I had $120 on Underdog. I had $25 on Prize Picks.
And where were you?
Because I had just took all my money off all
Were
my
you
gambling
living
apps.
by yourself? You still with moms? Or how
He was
that
here, right?
Oh, this happened last year.
Oh,
This
yeah,
was the
he was
last
here.
Super Bowl. I was still
Damn.
here. But I did what I knew though. I took my camera and I hit some niggas up and was like, "Hey, I'll shoot y'all niggas some music videos for $150."
That's
Real
how it
nigga.
works.
And I
Don't
shot,
miss your
I
chance to
shot
be a
like-
real nigga.
I shot like 20 of them bitches.
That's how it
in
works,
like a
bro.
week.
Yes, bro. People be
Yeah.
picking at me for charging $75 for beats. I need people to understand that 300 beats,
Y'all.
bruh, $75. Let's do some math.
Oh, when you need the money, you just need the money though.
No, that ain't even what it be on. It be on like, we have money.
Yeah.
Okay, what can we do for people?
What can we
throw
do?
that out there? They don't even realize like, nigga, that's nigga, 3-pack. That's 3-pack of wings from the grocery store.
Come
It's
on,
over.
man.
Yeah.
You can't even get no gas to go to the grocery store. There's $20 a pack. We got 12 minutes. Yeah, so how look, we can keep this or delete this. Look. So yeah, I got some questions, right?
Yeah.
All right, so
Nah, you good. Keep going.
all right, so look, during the travels and the times we was in the A and we did a lot of work with people in Atlanta. What were some of the most biggest lessons you learned about, or give me an experience in a time that you had where you learned about making sure you getting credits on your records? I need an experience.
All right, an experience that taught me to actually collect money.
Nigga, how you get into it with Spins and J Soul?
Whoa! How is my manager the one breaking this up? I didn't get into it.
How you got into it with TK and them?
Oh, I did get into it. All right, so listen. The reason why I got into it with everybody was because of my ego. I thought I deserved credit for shit that I didn't do. So let's say J Soul and Spins. They threw me a bone. By me being able to work on that project, my name was introduced into rooms that I never would have been in. The fact that it Spins and J Soul and they're connected to famous people, that alone I should have been grateful for. But I was on my high horse like, these niggas ain't pay me type shit, and I was just sour. And then the Fast 5 movie was happening, and I was making the soundtrack for the movie, and I submitted my beats per Spin's request, and then I heard somebody replay the same thing I played, not knowing that it wasn't Spin's fault. That was the actual company fault for taking my actual shit. So I was just sour hearing my actual sound. Imagine me watching a movie with the mother of my child, and I'm like, that's my beat. And I didn't get paid for that. And we struggling. Oh, I was sour. So I just
20 hindsight. How would you see that situation different now that you know what you know about the industry versus when you were in that moment?
I would not have been arrogant and a hothead. I would have slowed down and had my attorneys to talk to people. I feel like I fucked up my industry career because he'll tell you people even still to this day, I'm dealing with people trying to blackball me in the music industry.
Fixing shit up.
Still fixing because I felt like
whatever happened with the situation the first time I met you in Myrtle Beach at that time, you told me you were supposed to be working on like a Sprite commercial with Justin Bieber and Future.
Man, that shit went through. I ain't gonna even mention the guy's name because I feel like I'll say it outright. But Dwayne, I was supposed to be doing it with them. It went through because people be lying about the work. People want you to work for them. And then what they'll do is bring the celebrities into it. And you'll be working for an unknown person and it really don't be that situation. A lot of my situations be people lying to me about what it is. Oh yeah, Janet Jackson about to get on this record. True story. Janae Echo about to get on this record. I do the song and it's Joe Blow from down the street. And I'm like, what the fuck? Nigga, you told me it was going to be...
Do it be a situation where they be thinking they're about to pay for that
no,
feature?
No, it really do. No,
through?
What happens is when they can't land the celebrity, they go for the next in charge to make money. Mm-hmm. And so that's what happens.
Maybe they're the little gatekeeper.
Yeah, the little gatekeeper. But I'll say in the records that have gone platinum and gold for me has been on the country side. And the main reason why I haven't been able to accept credit is because the Caucasian man in charge accept the credit. And I'm okay with that. Like, that's just how it is with country music. Somebody else gonna have to... I'm just a servant.
How you feel about the industry now? Does it leave a bad taste in your mouth after
guys,
these experiences?
I have no feelings about the industry. I love you guys. That's how I feel. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, you still trying to get that industry paper.
No, not even that. I don't give a fuck. With or without the music industry, I make millions. But I've learned to stop being so bitter when I know that I'm the one that set myself up for failure. Because there's great people in the music industry. So for me to speak on it as a whole would be me being bitter still. It's me not being good enough to be in the right rooms. And that's what it is. I was bitter because I wasn't being the guy I needed to be where I needed to be.
I tried to put him in there.
He tried. But I was so busy trying to be on this street shit, I wasn't trying to be musical and loving, which is why I'm full of love now because I realized.
What fascinated you about the street so much?
You gotta think about it. He been to jail 18 times. My brother a street nigga. I got cousins who real deal killers. I got cousins who really about that. So when you grow up and everybody looking at you like you not like your environment, it makes you feel like you're supposed to be it. Because it's like, I used to wear cowboy boots at elementary school. I went to Hornsby, and people from Eastbound down there, and I went to Tubman, but I'm the nigga wearing pink shirts, yellow shirts. Like, I was still the oddball. And I didn't know that how can I put it? I was so valuable as I was back then that I should have been like that as an adult, but I became an adult and felt like I needed to be a street nigga. For some reason, nobody pressured me. The streets never pressured me. Women never pressured me. For some reason, I just ended up coming up with this own ideology of I need to be a street nigga. And that's the worst decision I've ever made in my life. If I can go back, I'd be so fucking lame. That's why I'm lame now. Like online, this is why online.
You said that shit on that post. That shit had me fucking screaming, laughing.
But I'm lame, nigga. But I ain't pussy, but I'm lame. Because being lame keeps you free. Being lame keeps you safe. Being lame, nobody knows my business.
Well, you know the lame term, right? It all depends what people call lame. Like a couple episodes ago, Blue said Big King was lame because he only been to the club one time this year.
I never been to the club. I never been to Oak and Truth, and they're my business partners.
That fucked me up. Like I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
See, to me, lame is somebody just being something they're not and trying to portray something that they're not doing. That's what lame is.
I think lame too is though it's not being informed on black culture. If you don't know black culture, you lame. That's my truth.
That's a little more ignorant.
No, because think about it. I'm lame because I don't know Shotters. I don't know shit about Boys in the Hood. I don't know shit.
Is
about
this a safe space? I ain't never seen Shotters before.
Oh, turn up.
It's very safe space. And we'd have to go through all the ghetto movies.
Yeah, I've never seen.
But
the
young guys,
I've never seen Roots Color
that
Purple.
Was the era. None of the young guys have been in that era. It wasn't.
I don't like low
They don't make
movies.
that now.
Yeah.
But they don't make that now.
Yeah.
Like you don't see those films.
And I don't listen to rap music. He'll tell you I don't listen to music at all.
He don't. If he rarely lets me play him music.
Yeah.
So like when people like, hey, I want Keem to hear me, and they come to me and they want Keem, I'm like, y'all going the wrong route.
Don't play that shit
Just
to me.
play it for me, and let me talk to him over a 3-month period.
Yes.
He like the government. It take time, man.
Yeah, man.
2 months or so.
I ain't trying to hear
3
that shit.
months. He just don't. He's so busy trying to beat himself. Pause. He's so busy trying to beat himself. Is no way. And he's not. He's an open person, like very honest. But then you gotta be ready for that honesty. If I bring him to you, you finna squander an opportunity. I might want to prepare you to bring you to him.
Bro, before we get off too, one of my favorite projects that you produced is Hen's project, that EP, that 24 hour. Is it called 24 hours?
I didn't even produce it. I just mixed and mastered it.
Yeah, you mixed and mastered it. My bad. You mixed and mastered it. What's the importance of mixing and mastering? For a lot of
making
people
sure
that don't know.
the record sounds like you would want to see a coloring book. So for me, when you see a painting, right, you know if some nigga. How can I put it? I try to put music and painting
because
together.
I know what you did. Like,
Yeah.
I can tell certain parts of the records wasn't that until you put your hands on it.
Right. So I try to cater to
like
detail.
that Police Coming. I know you basically did that whole
made
fucking
it louder.
record.
And a lot of that was Hen too. So I'll say this: mixing. It's a collaborative effort. If the artist was shitty, the mixing would have been shitty. But Hen knew what he wanted, which made my job easier. And when the artists know, like, bro, make me clear, add these effects, make it. Hen sat with me song for song.
Yeah.
And gave his input, which made that mix a special mix, which is why I hit him up and asked him to do a project, because most people don't care about details. Hen cared about details, like my voice sounded a little thin, it don't sound warm enough, which is why I was able to actually dial in and make it what it needed to be, because for him, it was like, we working on a multi-million-dollar project. That's why those mixes are different from anything else I've ever done, because he was treating it like he was Jay-Z already. And I felt like he was Jay-Z already listening to it. Like, that's
one of my favorite projects.
Yeah.
I listen to that
the
shit
details
like at least every
of
other
mixing
day.
is what it is. Like, my job, even with Framework, my specialty, and I'm not trying to be arrogant, the reason why I win is because I focus on details. That's the important parts of mixing. Like, when he took this breath right here, was it thin? Was it heavy? As a listener, would I like it? With this beat right here, does this hi-hat, is it too loud? Does it need to be louder? I'm listening to how the music make me feel like giddy as a kid every time I hear it when I mix. And with Hen Project, because it's so descriptive, because of the way he rapped, the mixing is so important, because he's not the nigga who finna just be, I got guns, I got this. It's the storyline.
Yeah.
So I need to make sure that as the record grows, you're growing with the mix, if that makes sense. Something got to make you be like, I'm tuned in. That's different. That's different, if that makes sense. That's the importance of mixing, and with Hen Project, what I focused on.
People ask me all the time why I rock with Hen music so much, and the biggest reason is because, like we was just saying, it's different. It's original.
Yeah.
And he's not trying to be nobody. He's not.
Yeah.
And also, like, that nigga's weird. That's what I like the most.
Man,
He's
listen,
weird,
great spirit,
bro.
but weird. And when I say weird,
He's super weird.
it's the perfect type weird of he not gonna kill me.
Yeah, great kind of
but
weird.
I don't know what he
mean
thinking.
no, like,
I'll never know what he thinking. And I like when he send me music, and I be like, bro, I didn't expect you to choose this beat.
I like his honesty.
That
Yeah.
too.
I'm talking about as a person,
Yeah.
like being around him.
Yeah.
He don't hold nothing.
Yep.
He's just he's straight out.
And he don't gossip much. I respect niggas who don't gossip much at all. I respect that. For sure.
I'm gonna keep it being with you. I'm a gossiper though.
But it's a difference in your world. Your job requires you to gossip.
I'm not invested in the gossip though.
Yeah.
That's
Your
between
job
me
requires you to
and like them
gossip,
girls that be on the reality shows. I'm not invested in that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I could care less. Like if you tell me something about somebody right now, I probably won't even repeat it.
Having a story,
because I don't give a fuck most of the time.
Having a story about somebody and being negative is the difference between I feel like it's gossiping and just having a conversation about somebody.
Yeah.
I don't feel like you're a gossiper.
Yeah.
I feel like you have honest conversations about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. That's the huge difference.
In that category.
You don't hide your hand.
As much as you know, you could
really.
You could
be messy.
if you wanted. You could be big AK if you wanted to.
For real.
But that ain't the route you choose.
Oh, if I wanted to start one of them little weird ass Augusta T pages, that's just going up.
But you have a level of.
We were talking about morals aligning though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never been one of them type of guys. Like I know some shit going on, and I can't wait to tell everybody about it. And I'm not like that, dog. That shit, because that shit weird.
As content creators, we the same way, and that's kind of why some things we wanted to talk about, some things we didn't want to talk about, because it's more like, we know what's up, but also too we know sometimes people's livelihood is in our hands.
Yeah.
And it's a responsibility that comes with that.
Yep.
And so I feel like to know, like for you to have that
balance,
that honor in you to know, like, listen, I could, but I'm the inside man anyway. I don't have to get it to everybody.
Yeah.
I got my people and I can help them through being an inside man more than I can do than exposing them and trying to make money off.
So you get it then, because like a lot of people don't get it. Like it's just like
that's because they probably messy though.
My interviewing style is a little different. Like we just had a whole conversation about the Doby situation, right? Not once did you hear me talk about Tameen. I didn't say Tameen name one time.
You really
most people would have went on a rant.
Yeah.
I didn't even say his name.
And I'm appreciative of you for not doing that, because
I'm not like that, bro. Yeah. Like that ain't my style. Like, and the number one thing, I told Jip this when I first started kicking it with Jip real tough. I told him, I said, bro, my number one thing is I don't give a fuck about who's fucking who and who doesn't like who and that type of shit. I'm never that kind of nigga. Like, I'm the type of nigga, if you come and you got them do an interview with me, you don't have to worry about none of that type shit, because I'm not invested into that. I can care less. I like having genuine conversation, because the way I was introduced to podcasts was through Taxstone, Joe Rogan, Combat Jack, Joe Budden. Those are the guys to me. That's
Joe
my
Rogan
Rushmore.
Is my nigga now.
Joe Rogan's my favorite podcaster.
For sure. Hands down.
Then,
him and Tom
Then
Bayou.
Joe Budden. Yeah. And believe it or not, I like Rush Limbaugh. Don't ask me why. I just do, bro.
We all the same, bro. We all the same.
I can't help it. I like
Trump,
that nigga.
though, so you gotta think about a nigga like me, like Trump.
Nigga.
So I don't give a fuck, bro. Trump, my nigga. Bring that racist motherfucker back.
Oh, I feel you. I got some Trump shirts.
Oh yeah, you feel me? They all racist. I'd rather the racists that keep it 100. I ain't gonna lie. Tell me you don't like me,
because they all racist already anyway.
Come on. That's why
We're
people
racist.
be so. The people who are afraid of Trump are
Black
pussies.
people racist.
You're pussy if you don't like Trump.
So you still atheist?
I don't classify as atheist,
Well, that
but
took
I
a turn.
don't believe in God. I don't believe in God.
The word God means creator. You don't believe in a creator?
I don't know.
Okay,
I respect that. I like that. My boy.
So let's see. So you don't believe in God. Do you have a God?
No.
You don't have nothing in your life that serves as that place that you always go to.
No.
If everything is wrong, you have nowhere to go.
No.
So is it maybe it's your discipline, maybe it's you don't have anything you go to.
That's an interesting question. I never thought about that. But since you asked, I don't know, bro. Like when shit gets fucked up for me, I'm a doer. I'm not really like a. I'm not even like I was just talking to him about meditating, and like this is the genius of like my conversation skills too. I can talk to people about shit I don't believe in. Like we started this whole thing with talking about religion, you know what I'm saying? But Also, what people don't understand about beliefs is just because I don't believe in something doesn't mean I don't think it's important.
Yeah.
I think religion and God is super important. Like, it's one of the most important things on the face of this earth. Because if you can stop a pedophile from touching children because he goes to church every Sunday, we need that. That's important for our society. But just me personally, what I believe in and how I live my life, I don't feel like it serves a purpose. There might be purpose there somewhere. I would have to find it later. But right now,
so
I don't want to sit around.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
So
worrying
that's
about
why
that.
that's why I was asking you, what do you go to? Because I know some people go through pain. Or let's just say depression or anger or anything like that, and they may go to turning it into a dollar.
Yeah.
Or they may go to a woman.
That's what I was gonna say to you. So like, so for me personally, when I'm going through some shit, it depends what I'm going through. Like if I'm going through something financially, I just start getting more money.
Hey,
Yeah, that's
know
the
what I'm
solution.
sounds simple to be.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I just start getting more money. Or like if I'm going through something, like I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never had my heart broken by a woman before.
Why is that?
Because
He too much of a savage to
you
even
not
give his
allow
heart.
it?
I'm not invested.
Yeah, my boy
Okay,
ain't
so
gonna never give his
where's-
heart.
Where are you invested at?
What you talking
Where's
about
your
with
love
women?
at in life?
Oh, I love my mother. You know, I love my family.
Yeah.
But as far as like women, I've met women that I love before, but this is the thing, I don't trust them.
True, I'm the same way.
They're
is where I
so
was
easy
get-
to get the fuck on from you.
Yeah.
Listen,
So I'm
this
never
is the-
invested.
This is the only reason I asked you that question, because of what you just said. You don't trust them, right? And that's perfectly good and fine. What I was going to say to you, if you ever do believe, or whatever you do believe in, and wherever that is, those things belong to that. Your trust, your loyalty, your faith belongs to whatever that is that you do believe in. It don't belong to a human being. Period.
See,
Trust.
the conversation me and Keem had in Myrtle Beach, right?
Right.
Was exactly what we're talking about right now. Because I was telling him, I was like, the reason why I don't have conversation with people and tell them my beliefs is because instantly, as soon as you tell them, like, and I'm not saying you did this because you didn't do this at all, but people start judging you and they're like, oh, you don't believe in X, Y, and Z. That means you're this kind of person. But honestly, just because I don't believe in X, Y, and Z doesn't mean that. Like, I got my morals and values from my mother, who is super Christian, and my stepdad growing up. That nigga taught me like being punctual means everything to me.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
so
know what I'm
he's more
saying?
disciplined.
Yeah.
Your mother's more,
I'm very militant
your
because
mother's
of
more
that.
spiritual, and he's more physical as the discipline.
Well, my mother's also militant. She did 20 years in the Army also.
Got you.
So she's also militant. So that's kind of like where I'm aligned at with it. Like
So it's a little bit of it's a lot of structure.
a lot of structure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So your principles and your values kind of lay on your day-to-day
Who he is.
structure.
But what if I tell you that that's spirituality, though? I think the problem is
I believe it.
it's
I
the
believe
church that makes it seem like people don't like. How can I put it? You say you are atheist, but you're actually living out the will of God more than anybody else because Jesus never said to worship God. Jesus didn't pray to
I
God before
believe
he
what
performed
he's saying
miracles.
is it's the religions that
Yeah.
he don't mess with.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's the idea that the religions have a God that you don't.
that you don't fuck with.
Well,
It's
I
not
think
that you don't feel like something
Yeah.
is
yeah,
over you.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
I don't think it's the actual God aspect that I don't really believe. I think it's more so that I'm well traveled. So like seeing different people, like
Worship all
going
these different things.
yeah, going watching
it
somebody
works for
blow
them.
up 1,000 people in the name of Allah fucks you up as a kid.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
9/11
Well,
gave
let's
me
just say-
PTSD.
Yeah,
Let's just say
it
we
fucks you up.
we had Christians, right? But KKK
Yep.
assume they say they Christian too. But it was
Yeah.
just a gay crip.
Yeah.
That's not cripping.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the KKK saying he Chris, that ain't you.
That
get what I'm
ain't-
saying?
yeah.
So some people, even with the Muslims, a Muslim, these folks who blowing up, that ain't
Yeah.
what most of people represent. So to give us a false narrative because of what's being pushed by
And
the
that's
media.
it. That's
And
all I'm talking
and I
about.
applaud you for staying out of that.
Yeah,
Right. And even just having your own opinion about how you see things, because that's the only way you get there.
Yep.
Because if you just follow blindly, you'll be one of those fake people that
Yep.
you looking at and don't want to be.
People
As long
who
as you questioning it
Yep.
and going at it as a point of like, well, unless it reaches out to me, I don't reach out to it type of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it grasps me,
Unless
what I
it-
believe, and it allows.
Fun fact: we was talking about my dad earlier. He's a Muslim.
Okay. So think about this. how many Muslims haven't read the Quran? So how they know they're Muslim?
You're right.
How many Christians haven't read the Bible? So how they know they're Christian?
You're right.
And so the picture that we get is the people who haven't read the Quran.
Yep.
And the people who haven't read the Bible. So they're moving off of this religion
organization
instead of the faith.
Yep.
Faith, trust, and loyalty belongs to God.
Yep.
So you go ahead.
Me and my dad also used to always have crazy ass conversations because I don't know, man. I think I feel a little differently about how the nation did Malcolm. And I don't think they're as strong about it as I am. I think that shit was disgusting.
I have nothing to say about
and
that.
I can't get down with that shit. And if my dad was here, he'll fucking go off on me like, no, you need to understand. And I'm like, bro, Malcolm didn't do shit, bro.
He need to go off because we need to see that. Like the relationship you and your father have. I'm sorry for
Malcolm was the face.
Nah, you good. We wrapping up.
But the relationship that you and your father have, that's a real testament to the relationships that most people have with their fathers. Only thing is, you're not bitter and angry.
Yeah.
True. So, but niggas need to see that. See, I had to forgive my father that was in my household the whole time. It wasn't no beef. I just need to understand what I was going through. And I was just asking him questions because it mimicked some of the things he was doing, right? Mm-hmm. And he kind of took it as disrespect. But wasn't no problem for real. I'm questioning him, just trying to figure out what's going on inside of myself. But for you to not have that anger and all that, a black youth need. Think about every girl you meet. How old are you?
33.
Most black girls you meet that's younger, you and younger, right? Their whole personality is built off of attitude and anger. Right? You can barely have a conversation with them without them trying to see what you're saying when you're saying simple shit, right?
Assuming I think I know it all.
Yes. Yeah.
Guess what? Sometimes you do. Not all of it, but you know what you know.
Well, the shit they be going through, I actually do know.
That's really what we know what we know.
I don't know what I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do know what I do know.
It's not like I'm arguing with them about periods and menopause.
Yeah.
I'm having a conversation like, hey man, you might not want to fight your fucking
why
sibling.
You that? You know why?
Because I've been there.
You know why you that way? It was what you grew up around in a way to know. But I know also that that's when they destroy the ladder, Mm-hmm. God, Christ in God, man, woman, child. Okay, you're trying to teach them something, but they don't know the order. So they don't feel like they can teach you. The only reason you're supposed to teach them is because it's up to every man to take man, woman, and child to whatever faith source they're connected to.
I see what you're saying.
And then you'll find out on your journey as dating and stuff like that. I don't know if you're in a relationship right now, that if you can't teach her, you can't keep her.
Yeah.
A woman will naturally submit if she if she agrees with where you're taking her.
Yeah. True.
You don't have to argue with a girl if y'all hooked up to the same source. So it's up to the man to find out what source he's connected to, so he can take every man, woman, and child to that source, no matter what else he does with them. As long as he takes them to that source, they can't go to that source without thinking about that man.
Yeah.
So that's just something for you.
Yeah.
So,
I feel you.
Let me ask this question,
Keep
though.
questioning it, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm excited about, because I remember I was there. And that's the
I was there, too, when I worshiped the devil.
Man, listen.
Which is why I'm about to
It's
ask
not
this
a
question.
bad place, and
Go
don't
ahead.
be-
What's the question?
All right. What I said before we came out, I said I want to interview Sleep.
He did say that. But with being an atheist, do you think that, and I ain't gonna say you're atheist. I think it's a big word to say, an atheist.
Yeah, I told you that's something that like people call me, but I don't really like classify
Because
myself
my thing is this:
Be a human.
by
He's
what
human.
you say, technically, I could be classified as an atheist because while I believe in the source, I don't believe in the man. I'm not up here waiting on Sky Daddy.
Yeah, you
to
told
come
me that, and I
save
thought
me.
it was crazy.
Yeah, because the definition of
I'm waiting.
the way that that I'll say that the way that the world was created, nothingness saw its reflection. Let's just go off of science.
Mm-hmm.
God is the black ether of the universe. Nothingness saw its reflection. Dust began to form. Blase, consciousness saw itself, and blase. I think the problem I have is when church folk be caught up on the man versus understanding that the word God means creator. And when Jesus say, I am the truth, I am the way, I am the light, he's saying that the way I created with God is what we're supposed to do. And the qualm I have is when people are relying on something outside of them instead of understanding that, no, we're Jesus. Like,
So
all of us are supposed to be Christ.
So back to that. What is your source that you draw from? What is your hope? Is it your purpose or what is your what?
Yeah.
Because I know everybody get down.
Yeah.
When I get down, I call on something. When you get down, what is your anchor that you can every time? Like if it get down,
He probably say, "I gotta stop being a bitch."
Things.
He probably like, "I stop being a bitch."
Yeah, nothing. I'm just like self motivated, bro. Like when I get angry, I don't know. Like I got real bad anger problems. I ain't gonna sit here and act like I don't.
Work on that.
It rarely happens though.
Work on that.
Nah, I got it. I got it a
one
lot
moment,
better. I got it a lot better.
Me too. I'm getting better.
Yeah, but
I know. I realized it was
draw to
attached
nothing
to.
for
I
real,
realized it was attached to my patience also.
Yeah. See, I pride myself.
certain
I pride myself in trying to be open minded and having great patience.
I pride myself in being closed minded and having great patience.
Nah, I try to be more open minded. Like
I am just naturally because I'm a traveler, but also I do want you to like find those answers, like those things that you question within yourself or question about everything. At least have the answers. Not saying you should follow anything.
Well, the questions that I have, nobody can answer. So.
All
right.
Let's talk about it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. What is it?
One?
Well, it's
maybe
the
one.
same thing you just said.
what?
Like you was talking about as far as the religion thing goes,
Yeah.
and you was talking about not believing in the person. The reason why you don't believe in the person is because nobody ever seen them before.
Well,
So the
Well,
question
no.
that I have,
I'll just say this. It's not even the person. It's just that the person was pushed on us because of ignorance versus
So
understanding.
That's what I'm
you're
saying.
more
Nobody's ever seen
science.
them
You're more
before.
science and history.
yes,
Oh, that's still
Okay.
religion.
Well,
in
you
the
can
same
find
boat.
that in there.
Yeah,
if you
for
look
sure.
deep enough.
but see that's my beliefs with it though. So my beliefs is like David and Goliath, for example, right? So it's always great stories, and those stories always have great messages behind them, right? And that's all they did with religion. They took religion and they created these great stories to teach these certain lessons.
Well, no, because
Okay.
it's fucked up stories too, though.
Well,
Like,
no,
people
Yeah,
saying-
but
people being
it's
right.
still it's a fucked up story,
Yeah,
but
he's
you
saying
learn from
either
it.
way-
It's
yeah.
the
Oh,
it's
yeah,
the,
it's the parables.
message.
You think
yeah,
it's the parables
It's the
of
messages
it.
behind
Oh,
them.
got
So
you.
it's like Napoleon, for example, right? It's a story behind Napoleon, but that's actually real.
Yeah.
It's a story behind it.
Yeah.
So religion is the same way. It's
Yeah.
a story
So
behind
you're saying basically it's more like what is to believe historically wise and scientific wise versus reality.
Yeah.
Or let's just
Basically.
say reality is scientific in history versus fallacy that is these stories.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
I
That's
can
a
see
good-
that. Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's a good place to be in. Look for the answers.
Yeah.
Right? As long as you find the answers, you'll be fine. And it's not for us as what we believe in as Christians. It's more like for us, hey man, it's a snake outside
Yeah.
in the grass. Hey, I just want to let you know.
It's a snake outside.
in the
And
grass.
this what the snake do.
Whatever you finna do outside of that, I need to let you know because I know it's out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
got
it,
you.
and then it isn't to impose or to convert
Or to you gotta wear a suit and tie and live this lifestyle. People who
Yeah.
like that be
Listen,
fake
homie.
Christians. They have no power. Where's your metaphysical
this how
power?
I see it.
Mm-hmm.
God made you the way He made you, so you can relate to the people you need to relate to.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's not trying to change who you are. He's trying to change
Yeah.
what
you are to
Yeah.
give you information.
So you get it in.
Yeah.
See,
I made you.
a lot
Okay.
of people think I'm crazy as fuck and like,
You
but I'm
are.
just an individual. I'm just
We
an
all
individual.
crazy though.
If you
If
say
you're
you ain't
normal-
crazy, you
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
I don't know,
You
man.
crazy than everybody.
You crazy as fuck, my boy.
It just depends.
No,
it
you
just
crazy
depends
as
what
fuck.
I'm on.
No,
it
you
just
crazy.
depends
You
what
are
I'm
crazy.
on.
Naturally,
Everybody
to have a
in this room for saying
podcast, you're
that.
crazy.
Oh yeah, to go for
well,
that.
that takes a lot of bravery, and
Yes.
I didn't know it when I started it.
And a
I
little
didn't
bit
know
of
this shit at
bravery has a lot of crazy in it.
Because, bro, I've always been this person before.
Yep.
I've never questioned myself.
Yeah.
I never like
So where
went
did
through
that
no
come
crazy
from?
shit.
From like that,
Bro,
whole
I have
knowing
no
who you
idea.
are.
I grew up a super
Genetics,
shy nigga though, and a lot of
Okay.
people ain't know that. But I played basketball growing up,
Okay.
all the way up until like 8th grade, so I was good. Like I felt like I was myself when I played ball, but I was always super shy, like scared of girls, all that shit.
Me too.
And I don't
I
know
used to
what
be
the
like
fuck happened. I hit that weed that one day, and I just didn't give
Fuck
a fuck
everything.
about nothing.
I don't know about the weed part.
So
I
I
yeah.
just been this
We
person
may be
since
the
that day.
opposite.
Yeah, I just been this person since
we
then.
may be
Like I just don't give a
compassionate and
fuck.
soft and everything. I ain't gonna lie, but I was originally wired on some not give a fuck, but weed made me all the other things that I should have been. Right?
Yeah.
It was like took me back to that boy nature and vulnerable and soft and scary and all that stuff. But listen, find those answers because they out here, right? And that'll be what the fun is for you inside of what we feel and what we know, right?
Yeah.
It's not a bad place to be. Trust me. What's a bad place to be is people who think they know already.
Yeah, correct.
For me to think that I know where you at and what you going through and why you, that's the bad place.
Oh no, I'm always learning. Shit, I learned a lot from this 3-hour podcast we just did. You know what I'm saying? I'm always learning, bro.
Can I say
It's
this? I'm
never a
sorry
time.
to interrupt.
Nah, you good.
I want to
'Cause we
apologize
closing out. Go
to the
ahead.
mother of my child. It's 10:42. We can keep recording at this point. I was supposed to get my son about an hour ago. I'm sorry. I forgot. Not forgot, but I didn't watch the time. So when this
Nah,
airs,
you good. We
make sure-
wrapping up.
No,
bro.
we gotta wrap up now. At this point, we here. But I'm saying we got to. But just please make sure this shows.
Nah, we wrapping up anyway
So she can
because we on the 3-hour mark. But he apologizes and shout out to you because I ain't seen you in a minute. I asked about you also. But yeah, man. Anything else y'all got before we get off?
Did I advertise Zeal energy drinks? Did I
You
advertise
did zero
did-
sugar, but it's
Zero
it had a
Surgery?
nice little
Did I
sweet taste.
advertise
fuck with
Green
it.
Space Innovator Framework?
What happened with you and TK and SOS situation?
I'll talk about that. Let me tell you what
You
happened
didn't
with me
say
and
that.
TK.
You talked about the spins and how
Yeah, I
you
did.
would do it different.
Let me tell you what
now,
happened with
listen,
TK.
I want the same synopsis from this. I'm
gonna give you
what
honesty.
happened and
I'm gonna tell you what happened.
Would you do better?
TK made a video talking about Augusta was poverty and Augusta ain't shit. Augusta ain't trash. And it's true. But what pissed me off was the fact that he didn't acknowledge that some of us, that's not our reality for all of us. So what he made it seem like was he's the only one that made it out since James Brown. But I'm like, bro, I got more money than you. That's how I felt at the time.
Whoa.
No, I'm sorry. I got to be
It's not
truthful.
about money.
No, it's not now. I'm just saying at the time in my mind I was thinking like I'm getting money. Like, so how can you say that Augusta is this and ain't nobody doing this since James Brown when you ain't got more money than me? Like, so you letting the celebrityness make you negate the fact that niggas actually having business down here, actually having motion?
Why is his partner still in Augusta? I see him all the time.
Who that?
What's his name? Cash?
No, Cash is in Atlanta. But yeah, you're going to see Cash because Cash has people actually in
Yeah.
hoods,
Yeah.
in neighborhoods.
Yeah, it's neighborhoods.
So he's just very, Cash is more of a street connected guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
TK has family,
Mm-hmm.
but Cash has street people.
Yeah.
Who take, it's a web
Yeah, it's a
of
web.
people for Cash.
But I was just being angry back then because I was on my high shit. I was on my big dog shit. And I felt like he should have bigged the city up in a way. But he was being honest.
Oh, I agree though.
I was being a hating ass nigga
So was
because
he
I'm
right
like,
or was he wrong?
he was right. Oh, listen, in hindsight, bro, Augusta is poverty and he did make it out. Meaning that his gift got him out of a fucked up situation. But me being a hating ass nigga and wanted to be praised,
Augusta nigga.
me being a basic Augusta nigga, I'm like, boy, you better acknowledge me. Nigga, who the fuck? I spent Lamborghini money on businesses, Bentley money on equipment. My payroll cost a Rolex. Nigga, how you gonna act like we all in poverty and I'm out here doing some big dog shit? I was hurt. So I wanted him to know, like, bro.
So what you do? You just
I
commented
made
on
a
the
post. I was tagging this nigga. I wanted smoke with everybody. I was
What did
ready
he
to
say?
die.
What did he
ain't
say?
entertain me. Why would he?
Nothing. I
But
tried to.
why would he?
I
But
had-
behind the scenes, his
I had
people
to
did
go
though.
up there.
But
I
yeah,
had to go up there and clean.
he
shit.
had to,
Not
yeah.
on no gangster shit, because
Yeah.
they're my little brothers,
Yeah.
right? So we was all in the same camp.
Yeah.
Long time ago, right? And them my brothers, period. I had to go up there and clean it up, and SOS had his back.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. His brother,
Exotic.
Chris had Akeem back. He was like, no, I'm telling you, that's just how Akeem is. He gonna express himself, but he don't mean no malice. And that's always the biggest plight with me trying to trace by.
With me, my problem is this.
He's gonna say how he feel.
I'm gonna say how I
but
feel.
He don't really hold anger for real.
Yeah, I want to be held accountable after I say it too.
He want to talk his shit.
Yeah.
And his shit come off sometime as law to other people. Yeah. But that ain't how he really feel as far as his law. He just want to say his. Sometimes that ain't even his perspective. He want to offer a different perspective, but people take it so serious.
Yep. They don't know when I'm trolling sometimes. I'll say that too.
He don't know when he trolling.
I don't know when I'm trolling. For real. I could think I mean it, but...
He called me 3 times a week like, yo, should I
post this? Should I say this?
I'm like, if that's how you feel, but when you feel a different way, you need to say you feel a different way too.
Yeah.
How you feel about that though, Slim? So if you feel one way one day, right, and you express it, you may not feel that way 3 days from now.
Emotions are temporary.
But do you feel like you should be able to express that? At that?
I feel like that's another layered question.
Yeah,
You asked a lot of
saying.
layered questions. So sometimes it's better to say nothing, and that's how I live my life most of the time. And like, I know I keep using this as an example, but I had a conversation with a young woman one day, right? Mm-hmm. And she cussed her grandma out. Okay. And I feel like that was wrong, right? Okay. But I didn't say nothing to her. And I let her calm down, and she had a conversation with me. She said the realest shit I ever heard in my life, and I wish my mom said it, and me and my mom probably would have understood each other better.
Got you.
She said, what did she do? Oh, she asked me why I thought she was wrong. I told her why I thought she was wrong. I explained to her what I would have did differently, and then her response was the realest shit I ever heard, and it was simple. She said, Slim, I'm a girl. And I said, damn.
You right.
I said, I ain't never heard nobody say that before. And I thought about it, and I was like, she was like, nigga, I'm not you. Yeah. She said, you sit around, you be calm, some shit piss you off, you rant for a minute, you fucking smoke a cigar, and you're done. She said, I'm not you. I'm a girl. I'm emotional. So I get angry.
So do you feel like sometimes within your relationship with your friends that whole like not saying nothing and taking that step back and thinking cause a rift where they feel like you should have just told them? Because like, what's the balance of that, right? Mm-hmm. Because I've been in those situations where like, oh, I'm gonna just sit back, let it play itself out, and people being like, bro, all you had to do is tell me.
Yeah. I'm the guy that be like, all you had to do is tell me.
You deal with? I mean, there's a person who most often than not sits back and analyzes the situation and waits for the right time. Has that ever came back to bite you, or like? Do you feel like?
Once again, it's multiple answers for that. So sometimes people take that kind of attitude as like a weakness, and they view you as somebody that gets walked all over and that they can take advantage of, when it's really not that. Yeah. I'm playing chess, my nigga. Yeah. I'm not running around here like, I told Jip this 30,000 times before. Like, I told him, I was like, the reason why you have so many issues in your life is because you go after every battle. Yes. Sometimes you can kick back, and you really will win the war by turning battles down. Yeah. Like, you don't even show up to the battle when you won. Like, my favorite thing to do, and I'll be having my homeboy laughing with
the best way to win the war is not to go to war at all.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I do. Like, a nigga will really be mad at me. Like, it's been people that's hated me my whole life. And I'm going to be honest with you. They got great reasons. Mm-hmm. Like, I was goddamn, a little egotistical. Yeah. I feel like I was that nigga. I talked a little bit of shit because I thought it was funny. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't serious.
Them niggas still weak, though. They weak. That's all they weak.
So it's like, I understand the hatred. And I feel like I win the war against them niggas because I'm always smiling. Yeah, I'm always smiling. I don't give a fuck. Like, I love to walk up on a nigga that I know hates me to fucking death and shake his hand. Shake his hand, bro. And be like, boy, you all right, boy?
Yeah, but you want something to eat, you want something to drink, bro? Yeah. I'm going to shot with you.
Hey, man, I'm going to pay for his tab. You know what I'm saying? I love that shit.
So kind of go back on those conversations that we was having earlier. So what does your moral standards come from
if it's not religious? If
it's not, because that doesn't mean you can't have them.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
mine's
Bro,
connected
honestly,
to 'em,
I
but-
don't know, bro. I think I'm just this person just based off of my upbringing and what I was taught, and I just align my
but
morals
you
and my
got a
values based off of that.
Muslim.
But he got a
I
Muslim
didn't
daddy,
grow up
Christian
with him.
mama. He got
I
a
didn't
Christian
grow
mama
up
and
with him.
military
So your
background.
father-in-law was
My
just-
stepfather,
I'm sorry, your stepfather was
uh,
just whatever, and your mother was Christian.
I think he was Christian.
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
kinda a Christian, but your mother was a full-fledged Christian.
my mother's Christian.
And so you feel like you got your morals and values from Christianity.
No,
Military.
What did you?
military.
So the discipline and so it was more about what those morals and standards
Kind of
the
kind of
back end-
trial and error.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you.
Trial
what
and
they
error.
provided from doing those actual morals and
Yeah.
standards that came with.
Bro,
these things.
I tell these stories all the time about times in my life where I did horrible things and like the next day some bad shit happened because I believe in karma like a motherfucker.
Got you. Okay.
So
Okay,
goddamn,
a place to
that's
start.
kind of like where it aligns, and I also know that like when you put bad into some shit, ain't nothing but bad coming out. Ain't no
For
good
sure.
ever coming. So that's why I move how I move.
It's been a minute since we were supposed to do this for the
what,
longest, bro.
once I
Yeah,
get my setup,
finally got it right up.
Once I get my setup, I got you. Cause I want to know, like, but that's interesting though. Like, you in the South, bro. You know
You're on the Bible Belt.
Yeah, you know where you at with that mentality. Like, you know, but for you,
I
to be
ain't
able-
tripping about it though.
No, but for you to be able to express it and like, that's a good thing.
But you know,
for people like us.
It's crazy to me because I don't think it's a big deal.
It's not a big deal for you and me. Because
Yeah,
sit
we
in
used
front
to
of
this.
each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the world don't get to have this. It's shut out in work.
Yep.
Like we
Shut out
can't
in
talk
church.
about this stuff at work.
But you know, there's a lot of people that have the same belief I have. They just don't look like me. Like Adam 22. Adam 22 is a real strong atheist, but this
saying-
nigga
Oh,
got
he a
the,
little different.
he got
I'm
the
saying-
devil tatted on his fucking hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's-
So we
I'm
not the
saying-
same kind of
I'm
niggas.
saying to be able to talk about it with other people who don't see the same way you see,
Mm-hmm.
right? And for other people to be able to watch it, like so, and being able to. I get to talk to people like you every day because this is how I talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they may not relate to me. They may relate to you.
Yeah.
And for you to be, not saying the voice of that or anything like that, but for you to be going through these questions and finding these answers. Even if you, I'm not going to even say you searching. How I look at you is like, this is the way you see it because you have these, your principles to me is set up, your morals and principles are set up to your structure almost. Like your discipline holds your morals and principles intact because you've seen the results of those morals and
Correct.
principles.
Trial and error.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for like you to have a Christian mother, a Christian a believer as a stepfather, and then have a Muslim father, it just leaves you in the middle. You're what a Christian would call unevenly yoked.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't believe.
Yeah.
But I never grew up in a church or anything. Like I only been to church when I was young, like 3 times, and one of those times I only went to try to get some pussy. So
all the
A
pussies.
lot of
oh.
people, wait, we ain't gonna go there. Church and relationships because I've been to churches where they tried to hook me up.
yeah, that should be weird too.
So in order to hook me up with somebody, you must have found me attractive also.
Yep.
So church is a different story than, see, maybe there's something.
No, I say this because people need to choose the right church. Some people choose horny pastors. So if you choose a horny congregation, you're going to deal with some shit like I've seen people get raped in church. I'm being real. I've seen people get molested in church. I've seen pastors walk in on people sucking dick and being like, well, that ain't none of my business. So I'm just saying, like, how can I put it? Church is not the problem. I think the problem is people submitting to shitty leadership.
So why did you choose not to religiousness? If that's a word, why did you choose?
Well, I never really thought about it growing up. Really, like it never was something that crossed my mind for real because I was moving around so much, and then my mom never forced nothing on me. She never forced anything on me. So then when I did start thinking about it as I got older and we settled down more, she brought a house and all that type of things, I was on some other shit. So like I didn't really give a fuck. It wasn't one of them situations where it was like I had time to sit down and like see, I have this theory. I feel like the reason why everybody is out here believing that it's all these fucking genders is because they fucking bored. They ain't got shit to do.
Yes.
If you had to go hunt your own food and like really had real world issues to deal with, you wouldn't be running around here worrying about if you got fucking.
If you was at work enough, you'd never have to work out.
Yeah.
Truth.
Yeah, that's true. Also.
So I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
If you.
Yeah.
We're idol worshipers in a way. We look at each other and our eyes are supposed to be somewhere else.
Yep.
But I really want you to like kind of find the connections to where your stuff goes. Because we have a religious base where if we're going through this, we can go here. If these things, you're more, but we don't know the world doesn't know the connection to what you do outside of what we
But
do.
I feel like it's the same thing.
It is,
if that makes sense.
Head, but
because
what are those things defined in his language for people who sees the way?
But I'll say this: it's a routine more than the word that gets him back. Yeah. So the same thing with religion. It's not the word or what we hear; it's what we do that makes God present. So
it's not what's happening to you; it's how you react.
To it.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what is his? Okay, if I go through something, whatever, man, you know, I'm gonna fast. I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna go to the word. I'm gonna
But I guess his is the same thing though. It's action more so than fasting.
Yeah, it's
God,
the same thing.
God respects the.
But what are those specific things? Because I have these specific things, but he has these things that people who see the way he see may need to.
But I feel like it's all the same because his things is focused. The same thing with us. When we fuck up, we focus on what we need to change.
What is that thing you focus on? Those changes.
So if it's money, it changes the money. If it's feelings, emotions, it's dealing with ourselves and thoughts to control those emotions, to rationalize why we shouldn't feel this way or why this did happen to us.
So you take those emotions and put them inside something.
Yeah. Or realistic categories. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, did I cause it? Did I not cause it? Cool. They just a fucked up person. Like,
I'm real big on taking accountability.
Yeah.
That's one of my biggest things.
Yeah, that's number one. That's
biggest
fucking number one.
That save everything.
For real.
Because growing up, I used to get into a lot of trouble. And I used to always feel like the white man was after me.
Yes, I ain't gonna lie, me too.
I never was one of those.
I was
people.
the white man person.
I was that
you
person.
feel me?
I was that person, bro. And when I
Where'd
finally
you get
sat
that
down,
from? So that's like reverse racism.
I got mine from Masonic family.
because I dealt with a lot of racism growing up.
So do you feel like black people and white people are racist, or black people?
Black people can't be racist.
Yeah,
period,
because systematically we can't.
Systematic.
We can be prejudiced,
Racism
but not
is
racist.
systematic, bro.
Yeah,
bro.
Okay.
Me calling a white person a derogative term ain't got shit
affect
on a white person not letting me own a home.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
like
not.
it's
night
it's
and day.
It's like bank
It's night
lending.
and
It's
day,
that
bro.
deep. Like interest
Yeah.
rates once they
That's
test
night and
scoring.
day.
Once
Bro,
they find you
I can care less about a white man calling me the N word. I can care less.
So you can't be racist.
Yeah, we
can't be racist,
nobody
bro.
that's black can be
No
racist
black person can be
because
racist.
we don't control the system.
I can't get LeBron and Magic Johnson to fucking put some money to the side and stop white people from doing anything.
Yeah,
that's not enough money.
Yeah,
but white people can
so
go get a group of people.
Color. Okay, I'm not gonna say not a color thing. Racism is also a class thing.
Yeah, it's classism.
It's class.
Yeah, it's a
so
system.
it's prejudice is what black people are. We're prejudiced in the aspect of if you white, we ain't gonna let you in. We can be prejudiced, but we can't be racist.
Correct.
So what do you see the problem with black people inside of us?
We're prejudiced towards each other based upon pay, image, lifestyle. So streets prejudice to the sidewalk niggas. The sidewalk niggas prejudice to the streets.
All that comes from
tribalism.
That too.
It comes from poverty. It comes from redlining.
I don't think it comes from that, bro. I think
so too.
because
though.
look, the sidewalk niggas in the same way. Like I grew up. Think about me and my brother. Perfect example now. Think about me and my
Y'all
brother.
are two different,
but in the same household. So how can we be in poverty in the red line when we come from the same household? I've never been to jail. My brother been to jail. We're night and day people.
Well, that's a different conversation.
Yeah. The generation y'all were born in, we were geared a different. But a little bit, not as much. I know what you're saying. Not as in this.
you
I
in the
was
same
just talking about
environment.
black people as a whole. Like when you stick a whole bunch of when you stick two animals into a fucking cage and you don't
True.
feed
The
them.
rat experiment, the
Yes.
Tyrone. It's
Yeah.
called the Tyrone.
Yeah,
That's
something.
effect.
that's black people.
Clone
Like
Tyrone, yes.
I ain't gonna lie, I seen an interview. I gotta get off too, but I seen an interview with Blueface recently, and he basically was talking about you can't trust no nigga. He was just going in about black
Do
people.
you believe that?
And I it's truth behind it, right?
It's truth,
but I just
yeah.
wouldn't use the words that he used
Yeah.
because it's
people,
so
then
much.
nigga.
It's
Yeah.
so much things that comes with that where he shouldn't be so freely to down a whole race that he is.
Yeah.
Because there's so much shit that comes behind that.
Yeah.
And not saying I'm going to get in my hotel bag, but
No,
but
so
it's
much
just,
law
it's
and
just,
legislation.
it's
And
just
he a
true.
nigga too, so how can
Yeah,
you say
it's
that?
just true. Like he was like, I ain't never met a nigga I trust. I've met niggas I trust.
For sure.
You know
You
what I'm
have?
saying? Yeah.
But he tells
For
me all
sure,
the time not
wholeheartedly.
to trust
I
nobody.
don't trust.
Nobody.
I don't. So
He trusts
my,
God, not
My
people.
faith, my trust. So I'm married 5 years.
Mhm.
I don't trust or have faith or loyalty to my wife, right? And I'm gonna explain it to you like this: my faith, loyalty, and trust belongs to God, and I will trust you based off of what I get from Him to trust you, right? So it's not a thing of like, but see, that's what I mean about where do you go in those moments, right? But you trust your routine.
You trust that God won't allow something bad to happen with
I don't know what's bad and good because I'm a wild boy.
We'll see. I'm more so like realistic with things, and
Okay.
I'm not talking about you, but I'm just saying in general. Like I feel like a lot of people use God as like a cop out.
Escape, right?
Yes!
Like,
So
I
that-
remember.
Right.
It's a story I tell people all the time about this. Right? It was when I first sold my cleaning business, and
Okay.
it's a barbershop owner.
Yeah.
And I hope nobody know based off me saying this. But
Don't
it was
say
a
the
barbershop owner. Nah.
Right.
And I was in the shop one day. He was cutting my brother's hair because obviously I don't get fucking haircuts. But I'm in
Solomon.
there and I asked him, I'm like, hey, bruh, because he opened up another shop in Evans, a black shop, but in Evans. And I was like, what made you open up a black shop in Evans? And he said, God showed me the way. So I asked him another question. And I was like, like, whoop. And he was like, I let go and I let God. I asked him another question.
Like I need
and
some
he
concrete,
said,
like steps.
God told me.
What steps?
And
right?
and the conclusion to this was I said, oh, this nigga doesn't know what to tell me, so he's just using God as a cop-out.
I don't know.
So
no,
I'll say-
it's complicated because for
if
me,
I was to say that, so I'll look at it like this. The way I'm hooked up, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can serve and love you better, not based off what you do and how you do it. I can serve and love you better based off of what God tells me to serve and do with you, right? If I go through God, He'll cleanse you in some kind of way. Not in all parts, but He'll let me see the parts in you that's clean.
But look, the questions I asked him didn't have nothing to do with God.
right? It's like legit.
That's all I'm saying.
But yeah, but no, because you gotta think about it. I'll say this for me.
I asked him very general
You're
questions.
very logical. I love that.
Yeah, I asked him very general
This
questions.
is serving you well.
You gotta stay logical, but I feel like both go hand in
Please
hand
do.
because it's like this for framework. I was in Missouri on tour when I heard a voice that said the word framework. I didn't know what the fuck that mean. I really, in my voice, in my sleep, heard a voice that said framework, and I woke up and I was like, "What the fuck is framework?" Literally. So in my prayer time, we hear voices. Anybody who talk to themselves, you hear voices. There was a voice that was louder that said, create a business. I didn't know what the fuck the business is, but it turned into whatever it is. So there are circumstances where we could be tapped into a source, be it good or evil, where something really give you instructions. Like with me never working a 9 to 5. I didn't know music would be the thing, but as a kid, I kept hearing a
Not
voice.
like he hasn't
Yeah.
thought about it. 'Cause
Right.
He's asked me about it, and I'm like, nah, we need your wrist. I don't need you picking up anything. We
I
need
don't.
your wrist.
I would
Your
hear a
wrists are
voice that would tell
insured.
me. But then again, now let me tell you the fucked up part. Now I know we gotta go. It's been scientifically proven, even by NASA, since 1954. Voices have been projected into our thoughts.
frequencies,
Yeah, you can
yes.
Google Havana syndrome, where the White House officials are experiencing it. So then it goes back to this. Is it God or is it the government giving us shit? So it's so many layers.
Do you like meditate, pray? Like I don't know. I don't know. I would say in my times where I was away from what I believe in now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would just I would turn it into something. Take one thing, like if I'm angry, I'll turn it into, I'm going to show these people. Or if I'm sad, I would go help other people, right? To bring, what is it? So you don't pray, you don't meditate. So when you're going through hard times, I still want to know, like, what is it
I just figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you figure it out, what is that process like for you?
I say it's like humans.
Because
I think
you know how we will.
I'll say
we'll
this
go
though.
through our little
I don't
phases
take
and
the
we'll
church
pray.
method though. So for
So
me, I don't take the religious
I
method
don't
to
want to
solve
go
the problem.
church because that is a business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying just
I
inner
sit
man.
down. I sit
Inner man.
down. I plan it out. And I'm not like a writer. I don't like writing. I'm
a
in my
heavy
head.
writer. Yeah.
So
He's
I
taught me how to be a writer, and it does help.
Yeah.
But sometimes you need a group
Yeah.
to help.
Write out whatever it is.
Yeah, I'm not like a big writer.
And if you ever need to figure
I plan
things
it out in my head and then I just start doing it and I'm good. And like I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you.
1+2 type of person. Hey,
Yeah.
this equals
I'm not
this.
gonna sit here and lie to you and act like it's no deep shit that goes on in my head. I'm
Yeah,
simple
so
as a
that's-
motherfucker.
Okay.
Bro, I gamble every single fucking day. I smoke cigars every other day. I drink like 2-3 times a week. Bro, I'm just simple, bro. I'm simple.
That's
I
not bad.
I don't be meditating and doing none of that other shit. Like I'm good. I'm not
I think you do
I'm not
meditate,
I'm
though.
not really big on
So
sex.
that's
That's
what
not
I'm
one of
saying.
my
You
vices
do
either.
meditate
What
when
is-
you think.
Oh
that's
yeah, for sure,
meditation.
for sure.
I
Like,
feel like-
cigars are relaxing. That's my moment. Like when I smoke cigars, all my thoughts is in my head.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about what's going on. I'm rationalizing things. I'm venting
And
to
so is it
myself.
more like
That's
a-
my therapeutic moment.
So or on your downtime and when you're trying to get yourself back to categorizing everything right, is it more like is it super serious and super heavy, or is it more like a game and chess? Because as a Christian,
it's
I
a
get
calm
heavy.
state.
As a Christian,
It's
I get
always a
heavy.
calm state. It's never like
So
it's
you
never
start
war
to
with me.
zen out.
I'm good.
Like clutch moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last pitch of the game, last shot of the game.
It's never
And so
like
you
no
calm
deep
off,
shit with
you
me.
shut
Got
all the
you.
way. So you shut down in a way,
Yeah.
but not like completely. But just
See,
enough
first
to-
off, people don't understand how much I don't give a fuck. I really don't
I
give a fuck.
can feel that. No, I can feel that
Yeah,
from him
I
for sure.
don't care,
Yeah.
bro. Like somebody told me that recently. They was like, "Oh yeah, I could." It was
How
a young
does
lady.
that
She was like, "I could
affect-
never."
That's
She was
what
like,
I
"I
was just
never,
gonna ask you.
I never could date no guy like you because I know you like emotion." I said, "It's not me lacking emotion. I just don't give a fuck."
That's what I'm saying.
I can care
How
less.
I was just gonna ask you, how does that affect your relationship with a woman? But you already answered. But that's
Yeah.
you know, women
I
want
can
you to.
I can love a woman, but
when it
I
comes
don't. I'm rational. Like I'm not the nigga that's about to
How
go
can we
crash
fix
out
this?
and like
How
I don't give a fuck. Like if you don't want to be with me, okay, it is what it is. Like
cold
and
blood.
that doesn't mean I don't love you.
Yeah.
that just means I love myself more.
For sure. I can respect that.
Y'all, that's that common law.
But sometimes I do love women more than I love myself.
Yeah. I know
I ain't
Never
gonna
do
lie,
that
I do
again.
sometimes.
I feel like
Never
that
do
about the
that
mother of my
again.
Nah,
child.
I do it all the
I'ma
time, bro.
tell
I
you-
can't help it because I'm a selfless person.
All
I
right,
can't
so,
help it. I can't
but you
stop
know what
that.
But you know what you're doing at that point when you do that.
What?
You're making that person your God.
Uh,
So
Nah, I disagree.
no, all right.
I disagree.
All right, so my theory on that, on the whole God thing, is that everybody has a God. It just depends on what their God is at what time.
Mm-hmm.
This is just my perspective. Like, I'm not saying this is for you,
Yeah.
but I feel like no matter what it is, like you say, you'd love a girl more than you'd love yourself. I've been there. I'll never do that again. Ever. You know why? Because me knowing that a woman was made out of my image and not out of God's
Well,
image.
I love the people in my life more than I love myself, period.
I can agree to that.
I've been a victim of that, and
I'm
I don't
still
know
a
if it's a
victim.
bad thing or a good thing.
I'll die about my
Yeah.
people.
I mean, honestly, like
I have.
I don't really
Yeah.
care if it's a bad thing or a good thing because
I
it's just
think
how
I'm-
I am.
Yeah.
I think that I'm at that point now where it's like,
Yeah.
this is what comes with being who I am.
Yep.
And so you accepted who you were a long time ago,
Yeah.
right?
Like I sleep better at night knowing that I've took care of everybody.
Yes,
like I'm
bro.
good. Like everybody's good, so
Yes.
I'm good.
Yes.
Even
So-
if I'm not
so-
good.
Yep.
So
I still can sleep if I'm not good.
For sure.
But I
So-
can't sleep if they not good.
I can have
so
peace.
are you your own God?
Yeah, for sure. I'll say I
mean, I
am
don't
in the
feel
way,
that
but
way.
I don't.
I-
There is a
I don't
God,
feel
but
that way.
the word God means creator. I am my own creator because when it comes to my life, while I do have assistance, I am a co-creator with God. So
All right. So why
sure.
why don't you feel that way?
Because I feel like that's a complex, and that's a complex that I don't have.
you sure?
Okay.
You sure you ain't got a God like that? I see it in.
I mean, I've joked about that shit before, but
I'm not
jokingly,
gonna
I
say
don't really
that
feel
but
that way
because
about
the word,
myself.
like I
Say
say,
that
the
he's a
literal
God.
sense is the
But
word
what I would
creator.
s-
You are a creator, though.
I don't put myself high on pedestals like that, bro.
Well, it's not how on the pedestal.
But-
God didn't put himself on the pedestal. It's
Yeah,
just a
yeah, yeah.
description.
We did that.
Yeah.
I think
We did
I
that.
think-
So that's why
No,
I
I'm not gonna
identify
say
with
about
God.
I just-
I'm not-
yeah.
but
I just
we
don't
did
feel that
Christ
way about
I feel like-
myself. I just don't feel that way.
I feel like we did Christ that way. I don't feel like we did God that way.
Yeah,
God
true.
Was always, but I feel like we put
Yeshua on.
Hold on, we gotta wrap this up though, because
Yeah,
I'm
go-
hungry
yeah,
as a
for sure.
motherfucker. I ain't ate all day.
Oh yeah, no, go ahead. Yeah.
man.
But yeah, man, appreciate y'all for listening. I think I'm gonna put this whole thing out like this. Besides a couple things I'm gonna edit, and I'm definitely gonna make a clip of the Doby part. That's gonna be a clip. But yeah, that's all we got, man. Appreciate y'all for
We
listening.
love you
out,
guys.
man.
Peace.